grandkids are going to take great.
Grandkids are gonna fuck.
I want to keep playing with this
Yeah,
tone
sure.
a little more. Hello. Is my audio working? Yes, it is. I'm going to turn down the music a little bit. So this is my first work stream. Just getting a little dinner in. Drawing fuel. Today I'll be, as you can see here, working on some flowers. To explain a bit more, I'll be drawing, actually doing cleanup on a zine that I'm going to be releasing next month. That's about some robots inventing flowers. So, actually, I'm going to show a bit of the process here. Here, I'm going to switch over to, actually, give me a sec. Before I switch. Actually, you know what? Whatever. I'm going to pause the music for a sec. And just before getting started, I'll give a little context for what I'm working on. So, it's a series called What Are the Robots Building? That's a good question. What are these mysterious robots building in their laboratory? And so it turns out they're building, first of all, a flower. And so I won't go through the whole script because you'll see this in the zine, but this is the initial stage of it. I'm just sort of brainstorming ideas in this book. Very free-flowing. I'm not worried about panel size or anything like that. Just putting down ideas. And the mindset I'm trying to get into is if these robots think they've invented flowers or think it's theirs to explain to you what it is. And it's basically robots in the future who have never seen a flower inventing it from scratch and trying to approximate what it is. But there's the added bit of subtlety that I kind of discovered while I was doing this is I didn't find it that interesting to just make it very much, oh, this is what a mechanical being would think of something beautiful like a flower. It is that, but it's also, there's like a soulfulness to it where they are trying to grasp at something sublime. So they do know flowers are supposed to be beautiful, and they know there's meaning in that they also want to incorporate. But for example, they know flowers are lyrical, they're musical, and that they know flowers relate to dance, so they just make them like dance. And then like they know, they make it so when you press the middle button, they play little songs. You know, it's like these sort of gimmicky solutions it's like the best they can do to grasp the poetry of something like a flower. So in this book, I just sort of feel that out, find that I just kind of improv that. And then I'll take that book, and I love having multiple sketchbooks for multiple things. I always try to be a one sketchbook guy, but it's an idea that of myself I'd love to be, but I need multiple sketchbooks because I like having multi-purposes, things for specific purposes. So in this book, I'm just taking that raw material, and the zine will be kind of read like this, one panel per page. It'll be basically take an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper and then cut it in half and then fold the halves in half, and that'll be the book. So it'll be like half of an 8.5 by 11 with these little tiny one panel images on each page. So this is me just going page by page, figuring out like how each page is going to be broken down. Didn't bother rewriting the text. I know this might bite me in the ass if I realize, I didn't leave enough room for the text I wanted. I'll have to paint my way out of that corner when I get to it. I didn't want to be also writing the text while I was figuring out the layout. I just wanted to get that part done so that I could get on. Part of this is I wanted to get on stream and do this, have it all set up so that I can just be doing the cleanup on stream, which is what I'll be doing today. So I started off a little bit earlier today, and I got the layout all figured out in another program, and I'm just bringing over the individual images to Drawpile. For the very specific reason, I like to draw it in Drawpile because Drawpile gives me this I like working with its limitations and getting this kind of very grainy, pixely line. I want it to feel sort of like this is like a very low tech, almost like Game Boy LCD screen that they're like conveying these images on, like a sort of charmingly limited kind of way. So this is I kind of played with the inking style a bit, mostly trying to figure out line width, and I kind of decided it's going to be more or less uniform with a couple of little, I like a bit of sloppiness there, just like these little touches of humanity to it, but then also a lot of straight lines and mostly uniform thickness with little accents of smaller pixel line, instead of overdoing the line thickness. It's like most of it will be this. Actually, I should figure out what width this is before I start charging ahead, so I know it's all consistent. Probably about 7. Oh, the only thing about Drawpile is some of the short hotkeys and stuff are finicky. Yeah, it's around 7, maybe 8. Yeah, 8. 8 feels right. And then I guess maybe what'll that be for the smaller lines? 6-ish, 6 or 5. So yeah, it's like one aesthetic I really always loved was Yoshi's Island, from the Super Nintendo, the sequel to Mario World, where they kind of had like, it looked like kind of like kids drawings, but it was like the looseness of that with the exactness of pixel edges, and I always found that really charming, and that's like a huge influence on, I don't know, my art in general, but specifically for this project, to have the sort of charming naivete, but then the sort of precision of pixel. Pixel Brush has characters, has Art Frog, and Earthman Jim agrees. Yeah, it has such a fun feeling to it. Yeah. So yeah, it's supposed to be very naive and storybook, which kind of matches the point of view of the narration, which is like a big part of it, and why I think one thing I'm always trying to achieve is something that finding that zone where it's funny for kids and adults. And I think one thing that is funny universally is like the idea of someone presenting something to you as if it's a new idea and you already know all about it, and they're getting it wrong. I think there's just like a sort of charming, bumbly kind of nature to that, and making it these very like these robots who are very proud to show you what they've been working on, and it's like a flower, like, or like the next one's gonna be about grass, like just something that's like universal and everywhere, but they're very proud of what they've discovered or invented. So I'll probably also, this border here I'll probably redo. I was originally thinking it would be sort of on a video screen, so there'd be like some little accoutrement on the panel, but I feel that would be distracting, so I'm going to keep it pretty simple, but I might change this. This is just very loose, just to kind of get the sense of the shape and the width of it. I might add little touches to it, but yeah, so that's what I'll be working on. I'm gonna pipe the music back in. So yeah, I'll be working on this on stream starting at 6:30 though. I'm going to juggle another ball and have a rotating crew of people call in through Discord. So I enlisted some help from some friends earlier today to hop on call, so it's not all on me to always be filling the dead air and checking chat to kind of respond to things and make it more than just a silent video of me working, which I don't know. I think I'd like to add a little more to it than that. So maybe some lulls of quiet are all right, but for the most part, I'm going to have people come on and sort of rant at me about whatever their special interest is, whatever they can want to talk about for, 10 to 20 minutes at a time. So I've just been setting up my working file here, putting all the roughs in here. So that's what I'm going to do for the time being until the first caller, because I can sort of do that while talking. It's pretty doesn't take up much real estate in my brain to do this and talk. So I'm doing this in a different program, copying it over, because there's some stuff that is just annoying in Drawpile. Oh, and as you can see, the way things paste in here can be sort of frustrating. So I did all my organization of my roughs in Clip Studio. Robot splaining. That could be another an alternate title for it. I've been really into what lack of a better term, I'd call like dinky titles for things. Instead of trying to come up with a snappy title for something, I'm like, it's literally just the question being posed. It's like, what are the robots building? That's what it's about. And I also had another one that I'm working on about this character that I've used before, Stanley Spaceman, but it's a prequel about when he was just a kid dreaming about going to space. And I just call that one, Let Stanley Go to Space. I think it's an underrated way to title things. Actually, I mean, there's a lot of those animes that just explain the title, so it's kind of in that vein, or explain the plot through the title rather. Like, I fell through a portal and now I'm a teenage air fryer, whatever. and you know exactly what you're getting, and you can be pretty damn certain you're not stepping on any copyright if you get that granular. Pretty much any one word title has been taken at this point. Let him go. Let him go to space. I'm having very healthy dinner, chicken and broccoli. I'm sorry, I won't chew on mic. Oh yes, and before we jump into guests and stuff, uh, I'm at this point very soft launch, but I did set up my Patreon. So if you want to sign up for that, I will post the link. So there'll be more on there later this week. I just wanted to get it set up so that you could sign up for it. So it's free it's the basic membership is going to be free. And so basic membership, basically, I explained this on a stream a couple weeks ago, but the basic free tier of my Patreon is just basically me. It's a solution to not having to post my art on Instagram. So Instagram will just be a billboard for my Patreon and all the other stuff I do. And basically whatever I would have posted on Instagram, I'm just going to post on my Patreon feed. So it's just, that's the place where my art will live. And the membership tier is going to be more of a, I guess it's like somewhere, I'm going to give two different ways of coding it. Either it's sort of like an open journal, like an artistic journal. It's like a peek into the process. But it's kind of more of like, I'm figuring this out as I go along, come on the journey with me. So the main feed will be kind of the results, of the process. But if you're interested in kind of watching me fumble through it and figure it out as I go and kind of see what the process is, for me anyway, then that will be that'll be the paid tier. And then I'm going to be doing more of these streams where I'm literally, you're seeing my process on like live, and those will, speaking of figuring things out, I'll probably do some of them still publicly, but they might become more of a members only type thing, or I might just do like most of them through the membership tier, and occasionally do one that's sort of open. I've seen a lot of people kind of do it that way, where they have a members only stream type thing, but occasionally they do one of the sort of members only type things, but make it free so that you kind of go, oh, that's what it's like. And so if you're interested in it, you can pay to see more that stuff more regularly. And as of course as it grows, I'll kind of find more things to do with the paid tier. It was really just important to me to get enough of an idea of it to kind of get started, and then instead of going in with any really like super specific ideas, go in with enough of an idea to start going, and then kind of see where I naturally tend to go, and whatever audience I do gather through doing it, what they'd be interested in seeing. So a sort of balance of that, because I also think it's not, that shouldn't be necessarily a total responsibility you completely give your audience to decide how you should be doing things. But I think what basically I'm saying, what I think what I'll want to do with it will become clear to me, clearer to me through the practice of doing it. Because I find that's kind of true about how art works for me. So I'm just kind of living through it and let the answers sort of emerge in a inevitable kind of way, where because I find that's something that's held me back in the past, is trying to come up with the perfect solution before moving forward, instead of just finding something that is enough to kind of be a catalyst for starting, and then putting some trust in like whatever the universe, and also my own instincts, and that my own feelings, that that I'll be able to figure out the way that I want to do it that feels right for me. Oh, page not found? Oh, I have to publish this. Right. Okay, it'll work now. Let me know if that's working now. There's not much on there right now except just a first post I made. But it's like trying out a new restaurant before they've even put up the sign. Soft opening. I think I should be able to get through all these before we have our first call. Got about 6 more to do later. And our first caller today is, I believe, going to be Sean Pike. and actually, I don't know what anyone's going to be talking about. I'm leaving it completely. I'm having complete faith in these people. I mean, pretty much anyone I know can talk for hours about the thing they're interested in. What can I say? I'm drawn to these kinds of people. Because I am one. We find each other. But he's definitely a man of many interests who can talk at great length about, interestingly as well, I will say, not just rambling on, but there's a lot of knowledge about a great many things. So really hyping up Sean Pike here. Also very talented animator, effects animator. So if he's in the chat right now, he is, and he's ready for me. All right, so we're gonna hope this works on the first try. I've just got 3 more of these to do, so I'm gonna do these, and then I'm gonna call up my boy. Oh, he's calling me. I will call you in just a second, Sean. I promise. I'm just so close to getting all my roughs in here. I just want to have it done. Finish this task. One more. And done. All right. Let me just make sure my mic is set to the right mic. Zoom audio device, I believe, would be the one. All right. I'm going to turn the music down. And here we go. Hello. Oh, it's not working. Oh, wait, here we go. There we go. Should be able to hear me now. Hey. What up? What up? Oh, hold on one sec. I'm not seeing the audio capture working. One sec. I might have to restart.
It's all good, baby.
There we go.
Are we here?
Yeah, there we go. Awesome. Okay.
Oh.
You're on.
How's it going,
You're on
man?
the stream. It's going good.
This is a big deal for me, man.
You've passed through. You've gone from the chat. You've invaded the stream. You've passed through the membrane.
You all have to listen to me now. And I have a lot of opinions on a lot of things.
You mute my mic somehow?
I'm in the room next to you.
That'd be awesome.
So I'm glad to be here for your what'd you call it? A soft open, a soft launch?
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Soft launch, yeah. Of both these streams and my the Patreon.
It's a big deal, man. Managing OnlyFans is a huge challenge.
Yeah, lot of feet
You're
pics.
the right guy to do it.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, so I love your robot flower thing.
Thanks,
I didn't know you were making this one.
thanks, man. Yeah,
That's
it's sort of a spin-off or prequel for the One of a Kinders series, where I'm just sort of focusing on the robots and their journey to sort of create the world of the show. Because
love it.
it's like a manageable piece of world building that I can do in a very indie way, which is kind of where I'm at right now, scale and scope wise. So yeah.
So is this like a scope strategy? Make a smaller piece of the pie?
Yeah, it's like okay, I want to keep working on this, but instead of the sort of frustrating like pennies in a wishing well version of that, where it's like you put all your effort into like maybes, it's like, well, what can I do
Right.
that could also help lead to bigger goals? And like this strategy is something I'll talk more about on stream, like in more detail, but it's the idea of like,
Yeah.
what can I be doing right now that pays off immediately, in that I'm making art that I can show to people.
Right.
I found that was really frustrating, but like toiling on something in obscurity, especially, I'm not really like, because then when I go to bring it to go, oh, I want to make this, here's the little pitch package I made. People go, cool, who are
Right.
you? How many followers do you have? You know, people want,
Yeah, yeah,
especially these days, people want to invest in someone who's like already done a lot of,
Established.
put in the sweat equity, right? So I'm like, okay, well,
Yeah.
if I've got to do that, then I'm going to do that. Primarily, it's like I'm going to do that in a way that's like fun for me. So,
Right.
uh, putting
Well, if you're not chasing the fun, then you're gonna burn out.
exactly. So I'm like, if I make these zines, because the idea is like the zines are obviously a thing that I can show to people, sell to people. That's fun in and of itself.
Yeah.
They'll also function as storyboards for
Right.
for
In the future.
yeah. So for I'm going to make these as little micro shorts, and then I'm basically doing like, and all that is like I'm doing prequel build up to a show I want to make. So I'm already like, I'm kind of building the ramp, but in a way that's like not this like kind of, I didn't
Building your own. You're building your own bricks.
yeah, most importantly for me was like in a way that I'm still part of the world, in a way where I'm not always like working on something for months, which is like very classic in animation, right? Like you're always like working on something for a long time and then you finally show it. And I don't know, it just
Yeah.
I kind of need feedback from the world. I need to be like bouncing things around to feel like I'm doing something.
Yeah, and plus, like after you do that, you disappear for 6 months. You
Uh-huh.
come out, you've got like a 3-minute film, and
Yeah.
you're like, there it is. And they're like, that's cool, but we miss you. Like, can we hang out?
Yeah.
Can you not work on your masterpiece all the time
Yeah.
and be part of like society?
Yeah. So I found like when
So,
I
yeah,
when I was
smaller
doing
breaks
those
sounds
quick
like a smart
turnaround
idea.
shorts, like when I was doing like a short that would take me a couple weeks and then put it out, I found that was really fun. And then I used to make comics, like posting them on Tumblr, and I thought that was really engaging. So I'm kind of trying to move back into those lanes. Yeah, yeah,
It feels like there's an evolution to your like your multi interest.
that's right. Yeah,
Like these are all little things, and now you're like, wait a second, if I do all of these little things that I like
yes,
and kind of focus them towards a center of some kind,
exactly.
then they all like feed off of each other and support each other.
Yeah, and it's funny because that's a big
Brilliant.
part of why I got into animation. Because I was like, oh, I'm interested in so many different things, and then I realized, oh, animation is sort of the place where they all meet. You know, there's like
Ah,
acting, but there's also drawing, and then there's emerging from
storytelling and
storytelling and music, and yeah,
philosophy.
yep, yeah, totally. It was actually
Yeah.
specifically seeing Wall-E in theaters, where I was like, oh, like you can tell big stories, like thoughtful stories with like
Yeah.
because I was like, I love cartoony stuff, but I'm also like a huge like Stanley Kubrick, Paul Thomas Anderson fan. Like I like these movies that wrestle with interesting themes. I'm like, oh, there's a way to synthesize those where you can kind of do both at the same time. And I mean, that's always, I think since then, that's like the recipe of everything I like is stuff that's that operates on that accessible level,
Yeah.
but that also rewards you thinking deeply about it.
I feel like it's
Mhm.
hiding your dog's medicine in their favorite treat.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
You're like sneaking
wrap it in
some
a cheese slice.
philosophical
Yeah,
ideal.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Like, and that
Mm.
to me, that's what like most of Pixar movies are.
Yeah.
Like, there's like a solid core of
Hmm.
a lesson, and then they wrap it in something colorful,
Right.
and they add some silly characters so kids will watch it.
Hmm.
But hopefully, they'll glean some kind of message out of it.
Yeah. All right. So, what did you
I
have
just saw
something?
Hoppers. It was really
Oh
good.
yeah, Hoppers was
Yo, what do
good.
you want to talk about? Hoppers was
We
great.
can talk about
My
Hoppers.
son
Yeah, tell me
was
what.
like, "Yo, we should go." Oh, dude, it was. I mean, it's a kids' film,
Mhm.
and I was watching it, because I have a son. Um, Everything I watch now, I watch through a different lens.
Yeah.
Like I've fully recognized that these movies are not for me specifically anymore,
Hmm.
and uh, so like I have to understand that they're not allowed to have a message that's going to go completely over their heads. You know what I mean?
So what
Or do performances that are
in Hoppers? What would have been a message that like you were like, oh, if this
well,
movie was for me?
if the movie was you saw it,
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah.
if it yeah, if it was for me, they would have they would have straight up started killing the humans.
Right.
They would have went in for a penny, in for a
Well,
pound.
it's funny because that movie does sort of like dance up to the edge of like, oh, you're
Yeah,
talking about that, and then they can't really follow through with it in a logical way.
yeah.
They
Well,
even.
you
Mhm.
really can't endorse radical
Yeah,
activism to the point of like um
mass
uh
murder.
because like, it's also like a company that made it is also guilty of the crimes that are
Right.
happening in the film. So
Yes.
like yeah, it is pretty bold that they danced up that close to it. But
Hmm.
I was like, so what do you like? There was a few moments in this movie where I was like, are you actually gonna do it? Like,
Yeah. Where do we go
what are
from
we
here?
about to
Yeah.
witness there? Yeah, and that is where, so many films lose their teeth is because they are hamstrung by the fact that you cannot actually openly promote a bloody rebellion.
Yeah.
And like,
Or even just to
yeah,
say
there's a
like
lot.
maybe you should like like what even happened to the highway at the end? They just kind of relocated it, right? Like it's like it,
Yeah, they messed up a different field.
yeah. So
That wasn't special to her, and
ex-
so everything was fine.
exactly, which is like
Yeah,
that it sort of neglects the larger issue that every pond is
yeah,
special to the animals that live there. It's not
right.
just this one because she has a sentimental attachment to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also um, not to spoil too much of this movie, but I'm going to right now.
I mean, I just said
But
the
the
ending.
mayor was beloved.
Yeah.
The mayor was actually beloved by everyone,
Right.
which I thought was like I actually kind of appreciated that as something that was new because normally you'd have to have the bad guy kick a puppy
Right.
at the beginning of the film in order for us to be on board. Like, oh, whatever happens to him now, it should happen to him.
Hmm.
For the movie,
Yeah.
for the movie, I thought it was refreshing because that's a pattern break. But in reality, people would fucking hate the guy.
Yeah,
They
especially
would
when
probably,
he's like, they show that sequence of him arguing with a college girl in multiple
yeah,
scenarios. Like this girl has gotten under his collar in public situations on multiple
yeah,
occasions, enough for them to have a supercut of it, and yet people still respect him. Like one of those moments would have
yeah. I
like
felt like I kind of felt like the in their world, like
that
the
was
to
normal
make this
behavior.
make
Yeah.
more sense. Well, the world was like borderline lobotomized. Like they
Right.
kind of
Yeah.
felt to me like they were like Wally,
Yeah.
like the people in Wally, where they were
Yeah.
like, "Girl, why do you care about anything?
Yeah. Right.
Like,
Yeah.
just have your Slurpee
Hmm.
and continue."
Yeah. It was.
You
I
know?
actually did like that it had a bit of cartoon logic, and I mean like very much like almost like TV cartoon logic, where it very
Mhm.
because I actually always appreciate that in stuff where they don't feel the need to give it too much like real world like verisimilitude and how people are acting. I think Pixar does
Yeah,
that well, but I appreciate when they're just like, no, just like everyone like almost like the Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs kind of character logic,
right.
where people can move
Yeah,
on from
they're a
something
little
on a
bit.
dime. Yeah,
Yeah, they're a little bit tuned out.
yeah,
Yeah, but yeah, it was. I thought it was a fun movie.
yeah,
They could have like the message was there. My
mm,
son is like, we have to protect beavers, and I'm like, yes, that's exactly
yeah,
what this was about.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And like he's telling me facts about them. Like they're an anchor species. I'm like,
Oh,
yes, okay, all right, we did it.
yeah,
Another movie down. And for deeper meanings and more extreme slash more reality.
yeah,
I don't know. Maybe there's other content
mm-hmm.
for that. You know what I mean?
Right.
But the 5-year-olds in the theater, I think, were content with
Mm-hmm.
without seeing like actual human bloodshed on film.
They're fine without having
But
their
I was like,
bloodlust satiated.
yeah, but I was kind of like cowards.
Yeah,
There's a cut of this movie that was
yeah.
that really went deep for
I
it.
think more than anything, I appreciate it, and this is going to sound like the most faint praise ever, but considering how a lot of these movies are made, I appreciate that it felt like one person's idea, like all the way through. Like it felt consistent in like what kind of movie
Yeah,
it was and the story of it. Like it never felt like, oh, here's the part where they like stitched together like the seventh
yeah,
version of this idea
right.
against the filmmaker's will. And I think part of that is what's his name, Daniel Chong. Is that his name? The director.
Hmm.
Yeah. I think
I think so.
I think because he's like worked with Pixar for so long, plus he has like a lot of experience in TV, and I think like he's probably good at like rolling with revisions and like kind of making it still
Right,
feel.
steering it kind of back
Yeah,
in towards his own, like
yeah,
keeping his own gravity.
yeah,
Yeah, that's a good point. It definitely, because like most movies, I wait for the third act for everything to fall apart and for them to
hmm,
have to tell
right,
me what the movie is about
yeah,
because they can't remember
right,
what it's about anymore.
yes,
And that's because probably executives get panicky
yeah,
where they're like, no, but they're gonna get bored, and what if they don't like it? And it's like, dude, they've laughed, like there's probably 12 big laughs before we got to here. They're gonna be fine.
yeah,
Just relax, trust the process, and don't
yeah,
do 500 rewrites and completely tank this thing.
yeah. And I thought the movie had a really fun third act too, like with the
Yeah,
we're we're fully spoiling this movie at this point. The robot Jerry stuff was really good.
it's all over.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a nice little, and that, like, that was like a logical
Yeah.
addition. You know what I
Escalation.
mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Where, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, if they could go this way, what if they can go that way? And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, yeah, makes sense.
And I
Why
like
not?
that he
And it
he,
didn't get too
he got
silly.
kind of kids movie scary at points too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. My son, there was a point where he completely like wrapped himself up in his arms
Yeah.
and was like, I don't like this. And I was like, damn, okay.
Yeah.
I guess this is kind of intense. But
Yeah, and
yeah.
Dave Franco did the voice there, and it was such a good performance.
Of the
Oh, he was the like the heir to the throne for the
little
insect
worm.
kingdom. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But when he became
That
Robot
was
Jerry
good.
and
I thought it was
going insane. You thought what?
I thought he was the guy from Superbad. I didn't see
Dude, so did
I
I.
didn't check the names. Yeah, I was convinced. I was like, is that him?
Yeah,
It sounded like so then if it was Dave Franco, he was doing that guy. He was doing his impression.
he was. And
That's what it
then
kind of yeah.
and then it was like it wasn't until he was like climbing the tree at the end he was really screaming that I was like, "Oh, there yeah, I hear who it is." I recognize him
Yeah.
from his like more manic parts in the studio. Did you watch The Studio, the Seth Rogen show?
No, I haven't seen that one.
Oh, he's
I'm very behind on my
okay.
movies.
That's no,
I feel like
it's a
that's like
TV
one of
show.
the most appropriate movies. Yeah,
You would love it, man.
I would love it.
Yeah.
It's a movie, right?
No, it's a Apple series, TV series.
Oh, Oh, that's why I missed it.
And it's like basically the premise of it is Seth Rogen is like a guy in the movie industry who like loves movies who gets promoted to head of studio, but now he
Yeah.
finds out that being head of a studio, my job is to like ruin movies.
I I feel like that's his voice
Yes,
completely
totally.
coming through. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like it has to be kind of brutal. Like every job that you have kind of reveals the underbelly
yeah,
of that job, and yeah, like supervising or being in charge of stuff, you're like, wait a minute, I'm not doing the thing that I wanted to do anymore.
hmm
Now I'm telling other people to do it, and then you that kind of means that you don't get to do it anymore.
yeah,
And I think everyone that I know that's been a director or whatever has that
yes,
same kind of
totally.
pain where they're like, yeah, I kind of thought I'd like to be an animation director until I realized how little animating I get to do.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because it's always like, oh, you're the best. Yeah, you're one of the best at doing this. So tell everyone else what to
Yeah.
do. It's like, but I
Yeah.
I got good at this so I could do it. Yeah.
Yeah. I had a happy medium with
Mm.
in that regard,
Yeah.
which was like I invented a different position
Yeah. Right.
um, in the early days. I don't know. Were you there? You weren't there for that. You were in. I think it was before
Was that at Merck?
you were in. Yeah, it was at Merck,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I never
and
worked there. So.
yeah, I got to be a helper monkey.
Right. Yes, I
That
remember
was
you
the
telling me
title
about this at the time.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and I wish that we could have it again. And we sort of have half of that in the industry,
Yeah.
because, like, you know, your animation supervisors, they help and they train and they
hmm
work with people in their scenes. But whenever they're helping or mentoring or whatever, they're no longer doing their actual
Yeah.
uh, like quality control or
Yeah.
management. And so just paying someone, I like there's a couple hyper high skilled artists that I would petition to just pay to be in the studio,
Mm.
and to wander around and to just like, you know, sit down at someone's desk and log in with their own hotkeys and preferences
Right.
and to just work their shot the way that they see fit.
Mm.
And the osmosis of skill is transferred at like an electric rate when you see someone, you know,
Mm.
use a hotkey you've never seen, or
Totally. Yep.
um, yeah,
Well,
someone
everything
animating
you're pointing
something and
at is like the thing we're missing, which is the hands-on apprenticeship, and like from both sides, because
right,
it's like watching someone do the thing is you're going to learn the most from that, because part of it is like
yeah,
not everyone knows how to teach what they know, but if you just but everyone
right,
notices when you did something I don't know how to do, and they can like really like
yeah,
latch onto that. And then also
yeah,
that requires the teacher to be continuing to do what they do. So you don't get the sort of other thing you're talking about with like people
right,
burning out because they're like kind of being deprived of the oxygen, the creative oxygen they need to feel fulfilled. I totally
yeah.
know what you mean. That like I've seen that happen a lot, where it's like people just end up being
My,
fixing work and stuff instead of actually doing stuff.
yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
So like we have fixers that will fix other people's work, but they're in like an office and they're nowhere near the people
right.
that they're
Yeah,
fixing. And it's also reactive, it's not proactive.
right.
The scene is already being approved, it's already gone through a pipeline,
Mm.
and now it's they're looking at it after the fact and they're like, oh, this wasn't as good as we wanted it to be, now we're going to change it,
hmm
but don't tell anyone. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, totally.
Yeah. My favorite element of that gig was we were on frames at the time,
Uh huh.
like frame rate. And so there were a lot of people working a lot of diminishing return hours, like
Right.
lots and lots of, you know, overtime, and they were burning out.
hmm
And I saw a lot of like, you know, opportunities where I could help. And then so, you know, I pitched this idea, it came down, and I'm like, and the best part is, when I work on someone's scene, I just send it to approval.
Mm.
Like I'll sit down, I'll animate for them, send it to approval. I get paid an hourly rate
Hmm.
for helping, and they get paid their frame rate.
Mm.
We both get paid.
Right.
And you know, as long as they didn't get revisions on my work, which, you know, happened from time to time, but it's
Sure.
still, you know, something that they were stuck on. I was able to help unblock, you know,
Yeah.
and uh, for someone who doesn't know how to do something, it could take them a week. For
Mm-hmm.
someone who's done it before, they can definitely do it to a relatively decent skill level
Mm-hmm.
in a matter of hours.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would love to see that kind of return.
Yeah.
uh, the studios. That would be very cool. But
Yeah. I
oh
think it's
well.
like you could build the pipeline so that it all kind of is like that. I think it really just needs to be less about like uh two or three supervisors all with like a like 5 to 10 people on their team,
Hmm.
and you just have like more people who are supervisors with smaller each with smaller teams, and like
Yeah,
eh,
and divide it up accordingly. But
and
if
then
I was
even
like,
even within that, like each person on their team this like let's say you have 3 people, you work with 3 people, but you could really be like mentor to those people, and you could sort of select one as your like shadow person, right, who's like also I think that's an important thing is like to have people who are like shadowing, because it really ends up being like upon the person to be ambitious enough to like seek out that opportunity, when really it's something that should be
right,
built in. It's like, okay, well, because it's always a problem when like a supervisor has to go on vacation, which is like crazy. Like that should like everyone's
yeah,
like trying to like defuse a bomb with how they plan their vacations. It shouldn't be like, it should just be like, no, when I go, my second
right,
in command just gets a chance to be supervisor for a week. So not only is it not a problem,
right,
it's an opportunity for someone to show their leadership potential, which
right.
instead of waiting for someone to be like a go-getter and like dress for the job they want to have, like not everyone does
Yeah,
like that's you're narrowing the lane to like career advancement so thin that way. It's like, cuz how can like it's really, you shouldn't be expecting people to do things above their pay
right.
grade. Like, you know, so
And I think you shouldn't get in the way of people that are ambitious and they want to. Like
yes.
I was lucky because I asked a person who just said yes. They're like, what do you want to do? I'm like, I want to help people who are slow because
Yeah.
they're new, not because I'm great, but because I've been here longer than them
Yes.
and I know what problems they're having
Yeah.
and I can help fix them quickly. And so it was just like I just asked if I could not get in trouble for meddling in other people's work, and she was like, "Sure,
Yeah.
do it." And then if it, and then the numbers came in, and across the board, the frame counts went up by like 20%
That's awesome.
uh, for like the whole shift that I was
Yeah.
there, because it was people who were like, "I'm like, hey, press Shift R." And they're like, "What?" And then I saved them like 3 hours of work. You know what
Right.
I mean? Like
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
simple stuff, but when people have to be like rely on their own resources and they don't want to be uh they don't want to look like the weakest link, so they will suffer in silence
Hmm.
and never ask for help because asking for
Well, I
help is
remember
weak.
very early in my career,
Also,
you bailed me out of a scene that I was struggling with. I still remember this
oh,
specifically.
tell me about me.
Yeah, it
I
was.
would love to hear a story
I
about you.
remember it so exactly. I can remember everything about it. It was like near the end of the day, like most people were leaving, but I was finishing stuff up. We were working on Camp Lake Bottom. It was a scene with
Oh yeah.
Armand, who was like the Sasquatch character, and he had
Hmm.
to get scared. He was in bed, and he had to be like scared out of bed, do a take, and then run out of the room. But I didn't. I wasn't. It just looked like he was like flying out. It didn't look like he was like the transition from him being like scared to then running. Like it was. I wasn't able to do it, and you were just drifting by the room, and it was kind of like I was conspicuously still there because most people had left. And so I think
Yeah,
you're sort of like, oh, someone might be struggling
my
instinct.
spidey
Yeah,
sense.
exactly.
Yeah.
So you're like, what are you working on? And I showed you. I was like, oh, I can't get this working. It's like, oh, here's what you got to do. And it was when he's up in the air, you extend the foot out, make contact with the ground, pull him down, squash him there, and then bounce, and then you're in. You've come out of the
I
strut.
think I
You're in the
remember
high,
that.
yeah. And then that would make it give him the feeling of weight that would transfer from like weightlessness, because he has to be like sort of suspended in
Right.
midair cartoonishly, but then
Yeah.
drop back to the ground and then feel like he's like planted on the ground. So I was just missing that like sort of, I was kind of I was like slurping through that transition rather than like
Yeah.
doing a little bit of an anticipation for it, where I like leading with one foot, and that's even its own good piece of advice of like, if you want something really quick and energetic to happen, it's like make the leading part of the body just like do it isolated first,
Right.
and then it pulls the rest of the body with it. I've seen people do that to different effects, but
It's like super cartoony too.
right.
So
Yeah.
yeah, and that's and I probably knew that because I watched someone better than me do it before.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Exactly.
And so like it's not like I was ever like I couldn't necessarily sit down like with people that are like brand new.
Mm-hmm.
I could probably go toe to toe with them. You know what I mean? Like animation wise. But it was never about that. It was a second set of eyes and another set of hands when someone is in that fog.
Yeah.
When they're like, oh man,
Totally.
like they're trying this and they're doing those iterations. And like, dude, I could solve other people's problems so easy.
Yeah.
My problems? No, those weren't possible.
No, that's the classic
What are
conundrum
you,
of the human
silly?
condition. Yeah, it's so obvious what anyone else
Yeah.
should do. Yeah,
Yeah, this is what
impossible
obviously
to
is
do it
what you
yourself.
What
Yeah,
do you- yeah. Now back to my problems.
yeah,
Oh God.
yeah. Those are
But
unsolvable.
yeah, yeah. Those are a true Gregory knot or whatever they
Yeah.
are.
A Gordian knot. Yeah,
Oh, is that it? Yeah.
I think it's a Gordian knot. Yeah,
Gordy Howe.
Gordian.
Yeah, it's definitely Gordian.
All right. Well, thanks for calling in, man.
All right. Hey man, it was a good time.
Yeah, good chatting.
I can't wait to do it again sometime.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna. These are gonna be a semi-regular thing. So, anytime.
Beauty. Have a good one, bud.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. Move on to our next caller. The all-powerful Art Frog. Art Frog, are you ready? I'm just going to call, see what happens. Hello. He answered the call. Getting the mic settings working. Things are happening. Yeah, that was a fun chat. Always good times talking with Sean. He's got a lot of good ideas. Hey, Sketchison. Spencer, great to see you doing these live streams. Thanks, man. Thanks for coming. And yeah, if anyone here hasn't subscribed to the channel yet, please do so, and then you'll get notifications anytime I do these. Oh, hello?
Hello, hello.
Hey! Oh, Art Frog is coming through. Still playing with the sound settings. But we know, we have proof that he's there.
Hello, hello.
Hey!
Hello, hello. Can you hear me, Spencer?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, I had a minor technical issue.
That's all good. I was able to vamp while we waited for you.
As one does.
Mhm.
How are you this fine, frigid evening?
Is it frigid? I don't know. I'm in my basement where it's right by the furnace room. It's nice and warm, but I'll take your word for it. And I'm doing well. Oh, by the way, I keep calling you Art Frog in the stream because I didn't want to dox you, but then I realized you'll see on the screen I've put your name up there. So
Oh,
I hope you're
That's fine.
ready for all the stalkers to come.
I'm already, I'm a presence on the internet in my own minor way, so that's
It's true.
okay. I have I have my Instagram, which has my government name on it,
That's
so
true. Yeah.
whatever, it's fine.
I always just I by default always just use people's screen names because I'm not sure what what people prefer. But yes, Aaron, the art frog, he's here.
Yeah,
Yeah, thanks.
it's a me. Hello.
Irregular on the streams and now
I like,
on the call.
yes, I do my best to show up.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
I like your idea for your zine.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, I really
It's a nice concept.
I, I I was drawn to it when I came up with it, and like once I started working on it, I found it really like, yeah, just like it was very creatively fruitful. I think the I always think it's like the best way to start with an idea. Like it's kind of like everything I was talking about up top, where just like enough to sort of be like, okay, that's enough of an idea to get started, and whether it's roadworthy, let's just get it on the road and find out. And I found it was just like a fun mindset to get into and fun to play with those ideas. So yeah, I'm really liking it.
Yeah, I find with almost anything that I work on, I have to work on it
Yeah,
before I know whether or not it's gonna pan out, right? Like I
yeah,
can't
totally.
my mom, she's an artistic person and she
Mm-hmm.
can kind of just visualize stuff in her mind.
Mm-hmm.
So she knows right away, like, oh, this is how I want it to be. This will look good. This will look bad. This will work together. This won't work together. I can't do that at all. I have to
Yeah,
like scribble it onto a piece of paper
same.
and then move it around to figure out like, is this gonna work or not?
Yeah, yeah. I always find like doing the thinking while you're drawing is always gonna, at least for me, get better results. But yeah, I think it's pretty solid
Yeah.
advice in general, because it lets you sort of,
Well, it's sort of like you learn stuff as you're going on too, right?
yeah,
Like you'll if there's a stray mark or your grip is a little shaky or
mm-hmm.
whatever, and you're like, "Oh, I kind of like that."
Right.
You wouldn't know that unless you did it.
Yes, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I even find like when you're kind of iterating on character stuff, it's like if you're trying to find a character just in your mind versus if you start drawing, like sometimes you'll draw and you'll kind of be like just almost idly while you're like you don't even feel like you're coming up with anything. You're just kind of just waiting for an idea.
Yeah, you're just sort of you're letting your mind wander a little. You're
Exactly.
letting your arm relax
Hmm.
and you're just sort of like, "Oh, this could be cool or this works or this doesn't work." And it doesn't come off as the most disciplined way of working, but
I actually think it is.
whatever works for you.
I think it is disciplined because it's basically this. I think saying, "Oh, I'm going to think it through and come up with the best idea before getting started" is a bit of a avoidance of the work sometimes because
Yes, absolutely.
yeah,
And I'm definitely guilty of that too, because
same.
there's
I
lots
think
of
everyone
there's
who does
tons
art is guilty of that to some
yeah, yeah,
extent.
there's tons of prep work that is work
Yeah.
that's not drawing.
Yes.
And you can just burn hours looking for reference
Mm-hmm.
or whatever of what you're doing, right?
Yeah.
And just like, oh, I'm exhausted, but I didn't get anything
Yeah.
done.
But I have the feeling like I worked even though I wasn't really
Yeah,
accomplishing
yeah.
anything. Yeah.
And also just like if part of your process is writing things down, if you write down too much, you're like word clouding and you're like, "Oh, I've come up with the perfect idea." And
Yeah.
it's like, "Well, this idea is stupid."
Yes.
You just spent hours word clouding
Yeah.
and it feels like you did something, but you should have been drawing.
Yes, and you can get overly invested in an idea that's not going to work too. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And I find that too, like if I'm skipping the thumbnailing stage
Yeah.
or whatever, right? Like that can really be a problem,
Yeah. Totally.
right? Because you just sort of get stuck in on a painting or a study or something you're
Yeah.
doing, and by the end of it, it's like, okay, well, you've sort of rendered out something. Maybe it's interesting to you,
Mm-hmm.
maybe it's just practice, but it's not necessarily like helpful to what you're trying
Mm-hmm.
to accomplish.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's sort of universal things, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what you're doing right now is you're just taking like sketchbook sketches that you did and doing like rough pixel line art over them,
Yeah, yeah.
just
Just took
just
pictures
to
of
get
it.
them just to get them on the computer in a working state.
I mean, they're like literally the zine pages are just gonna be because it's very um like a panel is literally just gonna look like that. They're just gonna be black and white zine pages. It's gonna be very DIY, simplistic.
Like minus your rough sketches.
Yeah, it's gonna be like basically what you're seeing right now on screen,
Hmm.
like that image. I mean, I guess it's sort of out of sync with you're hearing me now before I'm showing it on the stream, but
That's okay. My internet's slow too,
okay.
so I have the stream muted
Mhm.
so I'm not like
Right. Yes. Okay. So you're not
yeah,
hearing the
talking to the
echoes of the
mic.
past. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So it'll be these images, but they'll be little. Let's see. I just haven't drawn in the text box because I'm just doing the illustrations right now. But
Yeah.
it'll be.
That's cool. I
So
mean,
you'll see these
it's
little. It'll be very like narration led. So the images will just be sort of spread. Basically, I guess like 50-50 of the images and the words explaining things. Yeah.
is it going to be more like I don't know, children's book style of prose?
I think I'm always aiming for that thing where it's like this isn't so talking. Like there's definitely stuff where it will kind of go just right over a kid's head, but they'll still find it amusing. Basically, do you remember the show Captain Star? Have we ever talked about Captain Star?
Captain Star? No, I don't think so.
If you look up Captain Star, you'll probably find a Google image that will awaken some
Oh, okay,
dormant
hold on.
childhood memory of watching Teletoon.
Oh, I vaguely
Yeah.
recognize the art style. Inventing the universe. This looks cool.
Yeah. I like that's like a bit of a dragon I'm always chasing is that show.
There's
Um,
like there's an Amazon book of it, and it says there is no greater being than the all-seeing, galaxy-gleaming, far-reaching Captain Star,
yeah.
which is like the voice actor of it, and it's like that's high praise. So is it like a Star Trek sort of parody?
A little bit. It's basically the premise of it is that he's an aged out star captain who used to be the base like there's like uh mission control, which is like the sort of intergalactic police force, I guess, that sort of, you know, helps, defend the universe and stuff and help save people, help them from problems. But really, just mostly it's like a commercial venture because they have like their star pilot is like a big celebrity. Like in the show, there's Captain Star, but then there's like the show in the show that's based on him, which is like Star of Mission Control or whatever. And then
Okay.
they even say it's all. So this is the point I'm trying to make is like it's definitely a kids show, but they say like Captain Star was the greatest captain who ever lived. His main mission was to go seek out new worlds, name them after himself, and sell them things. Like so it's like that is a very
That's
like
pretty good.
that is like a bit of a
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
cheeky and adult, but it's not like a kid can digest that joke. They know like it's
Yeah.
still funny to
Yeah.
a kid. So that's like
Right.
the sort of tone I'm always trying to go for, where it's like there's a a sophistication to the humor that acknowledge a
Yes.
little bit of a wry cynicism that's still whimsical.
Yeah.
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 Uh,
Yeah.
and so the point of the
That's a
show, like one thing I also loved about the show is it's about um, people forced into retirement. They like he's basically told to go wait at the edge of the universe for his next mission, and he's just spends the whole show waiting for it. Like, yeah,
okay.
yeah.
They've put him out to pasture.
Exactly. Yeah, and it's like I think it's a kind of a bold move to make a show about over the hill old people, let alone non-kid characters. I think it's funny because when I was young, the kind of shows I grew up with, they weren't about kids. Like there was always like there was often like a kid character who was kind of like the
Yeah,
avatar for the audience.
there must have been a rules change down the line because I remember when I did my residency, my art retreat in Quebec.
Mm.
My teacher said like when you make a portfolio and you make work for like for book publishing for children's books or illustrating for young adult books or whatever, like there's very specific metrics that they look at,
Yeah.
and one of them is like if it's for really young kids, there has to be like young kid characters in it, and when it's for a little bit older, there has to be the older characters in it and stuff. So like, but you're right, like kids shows, you know, from when we were growing up, uh it didn't seem like there was those kinds of restrictions. Like you had all kinds of different ages of characters.
Mhm. Well, the stuff that was most popular when, because I'm a bit older than you, and so like for my specific, like my demo, like the stuff in the late '80s, early '90s, a lot of it was like adults were like GI Joe was like huge, right? And those are all adult characters.
Yeah, for sure.
And like there was Transformers where they're all adult. There's Spike who's a kid, but everyone else is adult or somewhat adult coded. Maybe Bumblebee is a bit
Yeah,
youthful or something, but they're all like, it feels like, yeah, adults running the shows. And like a lot of shows were like derivative of that. So they were like the action shows like Wildcats or whatever. Those were also adult characters. And even the ones that had cartoony characters, Rocko's Modern Life, they're adults. They have rent to pay and they have jobs and stuff. But then I found it was kind of, then it started to trend, I think with the Disney cartoons, when they started to trend a little more slice of life, high like middle school. Like I think like Doug and Hey Arnold were like the early ones. Those were Nickelodeon, I guess. But well, Doug became Disney. But then there was like, I think Weekenders was like the tipping point where it was like, I noticed, like I was like, oh, all shows now are about kids in school. I'm like, I'm a kid.
yes.
Like I like one or two of those. Like I love Doug growing up, and I liked Pepper Ann. I remember I enjoyed that show.
Yeah, I remember Recess was a lot of
Recess.
fun.
Recess had a bit of whimsy to it too, right? Where they
Well, because they're riffing on The Great Escape.
exactly,
right?
yeah,
Right? So it's like, well, The Great Escape is an adult movie.
right,
So,
true. And they also had things like they were a little bit fantastical, like just the way the playground politics worked. You know that there was like the
yes,
king
yes.
and like the
Oh, it was so cool.
kindergartners.
You know what? That reminds me a little bit of the what was it? I think it was a Montreal studio that did it. The snow race.
Oh
or
yeah, the day. Oh, what was it called? The Gal de Tuc is what it's called in
Yeah,
French.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, same type of thing, right? Like they have their whole kids' world that they've built.
yeah. What was that called in English? It was called like the day the
I
something
think
or
it's just called
the dog who
Snow
stopped
Fight
the
or
war.
Great-
That's what it was called in English.
Which one?
The dog who stopped the war.
No, I don't. What? I thought there was just one that's like the snow.
Oh, you know what? They made it
Right.
into another animated movie called like Snow Fight or something like that.
Yeah, because the second one's about a race.
Oh, okay.
Okay, it's called Snow Time.
Snow Time. Yes, right.
Yes, and the second one, oh, but it says it is. It's a remake of the 1984 film The Dog Who Stopped the
That's right.
War.
Okay.
I didn't know there was an 80s version of this.
Yeah, it's an old book. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, Race Time. Race Time's the second one.
Okay.
And they're both pretty fun.
Cool. Oh yeah, Nick mentioned another one. Cops was another show of just like we were just like kids watching.
I don't remember
friggin'
a
adult
cop
men.
cartoon.
Yeah, right.
Like
Right.
you say cops, it's like
Yeah.
Bad Boys,
Yeah.
Bad
Yeah.
Boys.
Yeah.
That was my favorite show as a child. It's
I
like,
mean,
that's not for
don't be real. We all watched that as kids when when we weren't supposed to.
Yeah.
Imagine an animated version of that.
Oh man, that would hit so good
That would.
on YouTube.
Hey,
if
oh my
someone just
God,
did
you're right. It
animated
would.
skit
Just like rotoscope the
from
footage.
Pop. Yeah. Just like yeah, just like poorly rotoed, really exaggerated.
Yeah. No, but the show we're talking about is like, it's like COPS. Like, it's like they're. I think they're like an organization.
Let me see if I can find okay, Cops animated show. Okay, yeah. Very kind of world heroes or not world heroes.
Rescue
What was
Heroes.
it? It's like the toy. There was like a toy line of
Yeah, Rescue Heroes.
Heroes.
Yeah.
It's like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the precursor. It's weird. I don't remember anything from that show except for one specific gag of like a gangster who was sitting by the pool and a fly was bothering him and he like used his gun to like shoot the fly and like missed. But I remember finding that so funny as a kid. Like, oh my God, he's using a gun to shoot a fly. That's ridiculous.
It is pretty funny.
Mm-hmm. It's weird the things that stick with you. Years
Yeah,
later.
it's sort of funny, like things that come up. I mean, like Snow Time or whatever.
Yeah.
They play it every year, so
Right.
that's on the CBC.
It's a Canadian classic.
It is now.
It has been for a while.
I think it's one of those things that when it came out in French, it did so well that they like localized it and re-released it and everything in
totally.
English, and it won awards and stuff, and it's like
There's-
just a breakout hit, which is not always the case with Canadian things.
No, there was a live action one too.
Oh, there was a live action.
pretty sure, yeah.
I guess it would work. I saw like we have Amazon Prime Video, right? So I saw like, oh, the How to Train Your Dragon live action is on there now. It's like, I don't want to watch that. I like the animated one.
Yeah.
Why would I want to watch the live action one?
Yeah, made $1 trillion though.
But I'm sure it did quite well. It's a good story.
Yeah.
Um,
I think the key with that stuff is like adults who when they were younger saw the original, and it's basically like I know I can take my kid to that because I know what happens in the movie, that there's no like
Yes.
guessing of like
yeah,
this-
that's fair. It's sort of pre-screened.
Exactly.
So like, oh, I like this. I can trust that it's like okay for my kids to watch it, type of thing.
and then
It's also an opportunity to, because I was thinking about this too for like video games. When they re-release or remaster something, there's like a whole generation of people who never got to experience the story or the game or whatever, right? So
yeah.
it's another kick at the can, and also makes them another fresh dump of money unless it flops, right?
Yeah, and then the thing is too, it like re-energizes the IP too. So it's like, like if people, if you take your kid to see and they liked it, it's like, oh, now you can see the one that your dad grew up watching, and you show him the original, and then
That's true.
you love that, you want to watch the TV show. I definitely saw it like with my sister's kid. She's got really into Lion King, and her way in was the newer one,
The live action.
the live action one. Oh, by the way,
Well, yeah, sorry, it's I guess the 3D animated one would be.
I have to
apropos.
brag about my niece here, because when my sister said, one time I called my sister and I was like, oh, where's so and so, I'm not gonna say her name on stream, I don't know if you're weirdly paranoid about that. Where's your daughter? And she's like, oh, she's watching Lion King. And I was like, oh, which one? And then she's like, oh, I think the live action one. And I heard my niece off in the other room go, it's not live action, it's animated. And I was like,
That's funny.
I'm like, nice. She's actually her mom.
Yep. Yeah, I never watched I mean a lot of stuff it's just like I don't it's not necessarily in my sphere of interest and stuff.
Oh
What you
yeah.
mentioned before about like all the kids, like all the stories being about kids in school,
Mm-hmm.
that's one of the complaints that people have about anime too,
Mm.
right? Because it's just like so many different uh anime stories. It's just like, oh yeah, that's this
Right.
high school group, high school class, and they have to fight demons and defeat God or
Mm-hmm.
whatever various
I mean, at least they're
shenanigans they
doing
get
that.
into.
So,
Yeah,
at
yeah.
least it's interesting.
um, but
The Weekenders were never defeating demons.
no,
They were just saying
but
later days.
yeah, yeah. It's a story for down the road.
Yeah. Aaron Long said, "Fighting crime in a future time." Is that from? That sounds familiar. Is that from Cops? Fighting crime in a future time.
Uh,
That's it is.
got
Okay.
a nice ring to it. Put that in your zine, Spencer.
Yeah. Put that in your
Just like
zine
pithy
and smoke it.
one-liners. You're like, I came up with this myself.
Yeah.
It's like, oh no, this is definitely from that
Yeah.
80s cartoon.
Yeah. No one remembers Cops. I can just steal from that. Bad boys.
Oh, it was the cop slogan. Okay.
Yeah. What you gonna do? So did you have something prepared to talk about, or did have we found our way to
No,
all? No,
I
here's.
was gonna like. There's lots of stuff I can talk about, but
Mhm.
we were
Just yapping,
just riffing, just shooting the breeze.
coming up with great ideas for animated shows like Cops animated.
What if the robots make their flowers, and the flowers are also maybe one of their exposures to flowers is the clown flowers that spray water.
I like that.
And it's like the gag flower.
Yeah.
It's like, oh.
That'll be
But
a
yeah,
that'll be an upgrade flower. Yeah.
yeah, one version, one of the prototype versions of flowers. So in this world for your zine, are there no more real flowers? Is that why they're making flowers, or?
So I mean, the bigger idea, which I'm not asking anyone to think about when they read this, is it's supposed to be just like a whimsical, fantastical sort of
Yeah.
universe. But what I'm thinking is like, um, basically, this is the future. Flowers are there's no flowers, and they're a forgotten memory, a lost memory for whatever reason. But they came across this information in a big computer database, and they're presenting it as if it like, sort of taking credit for the idea.
Okay.
And it's like,
Oh, we come up with this wonderful
yeah,
new concept,
like
new
they're
product.
very careful to not say they invented it, but they're like, this is what we're building, isn't it? Like, let us tell you all about it. And they're taking it. It's kind of like what I was going to do with Cops, presented as my own because no one remembers it.
Ah, I
Yeah.
see.
And kind of, it's like a little bit like the sort of satirical element to it is it's kind of like how every Silicon Valley billionaire with a tech company reinvents existing stuff,
Yes,
like
yes, exactly.
like how like whatever, like they just reinvent like a public transportation or something, but like
Yeah,
make it
yeah,
worse, or like miss the point of like why
yeah.
it's
It's
good.
like
Yeah,
like the Hyperloop or whatever.
exactly.
It's like, oh, well, what if we put buses in the Hyperloop, but the buses are on rails? It's like, well, you've invented the subway.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So that's like one for it. I think because it was important to me that it points at a larger story, but it also kind of does its own thing. And to me, I'm
Yeah,
like, that's why it's funny on its own. It's because it's like it's a reference to like, what if they tried to pitch us flowers? Like they came up with it.
yeah,
So that's one. That's not the only like. That's just one layer of it because it's not just a strict like
Yeah.
satire parody, but that is like an element in the mix that I'm thinking of, like why it's funny to me because we
Hmm.
see this mentality in the current like kings of industry in our world, you know. So there's like
Yeah.
a reference
And
point.
that's part of just like bringing more to your idea, right?
Exactly.
Like
Yeah.
there's this thing about it that relates to something, uh like I guess you could call it a current event or whatever, and it it adds depth to the story that you're working on.
You're right. Yeah.
And that's what I try to do with what I work on, like with my own work, is
Yeah.
like I don't like, oh, I don't want to do just like, oh, here's a, sexy fighting game character or
Mm-hmm.
whatever, right? Because like that one, everybody does that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like, and I like lots of stuff like
Oh
that
yeah.
too.
Totally.
Like there's nothing wrong with that. But it's like, I for what I want to bring to it, I want to have something more going on.
Yeah, if only for the fact that it will engage you more. If there's like a little more
Yeah,
texture to
and
the
you can
idea.
sort of like it can be something like a second read, so like you'll look at the image, because I'm not an animator, so I'm not doing animation, I'm doing like an illustration, a static image, and I'm not working on a comic or a book or anything like that. So you kind of just have one image to work with.
Mm-hmm.
But if your image has, um like, you see the story when you first look at it, and then there's like a little detail in there that you might not necessarily notice at first blush,
Mm-hmm.
uh, but it's a little something clever or interesting, or just something that you wouldn't expect,
Yeah.
or even just a reference to something else
Yeah.
that if you know, you know, and if you don't, then it's just like, oh, then this is a cool image,
Yeah.
right? There's all these different layers and things you can do with it to add to it, especially if you're doing like a fan art thing,
Yeah.
because you
Absolutely.
don't, right? Because you don't own the IP. You're not like, there's a layer of originality that isn't there.
Yes.
So I want to bring something
Bring
to
something
it.
of your own to it.
And
Yeah.
usually it's just like my style. I'm trying to do like a more painterly approach that is unusual,
Mm-hmm.
or reserved for more, uh, either traditional subjects or,
Mm-hmm.
uh, concept art, which is a little bit more loose and, or at least in the past it was more loose. Now it's getting tighter and tighter.
Mm. Yeah. Cool.
But it's, it loops back to like art history and stuff and things that I like,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah. I think
impressionist.
for artists, they're like usually their interests have a like a broad range, and like any way that you can consolidate those things into what you do is going to be like I like this is a big part of like this project. The bigger picture of it is like how can I bring together all the stuff I like enough so that I can lock in my attention in one place so that all my effort goes in one
Yeah,
place.
that's
So
that's part of it
yeah.
too. Also, like I did recently a study, of Chun Li from Street Fighter,
Mm-hmm.
um, and I basically finished it. And when I got to the end of it, I was just like, I don't want to post this because it doesn't have enough going on.
Right.
Right? If I posted it, probably get lots of likes and clicks and all that junk, but
Mm-hmm.
like it's missing something,
Yeah.
and it's missing something in a way that I have to do it again.
Yeah.
Not like, oh, I'm gonna fix this painting. It's like, no, I have to like change the pose, change the concept of it.
Yeah. Cool, man. Well, I'm gonna got the next guest lined up, but thanks for dropping by.
Yeah, man, that was fun.
Yeah, definitely have you on again.
And I'll talk to you
All
later.
right.
Have a good night.
Later.
Yeah.
All right. Next guest will be Dom, aka Glitch Ghost.
Hello.
Hello. How you doing?
Good, and you?
Doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see you cooking there. You're
Yeah.
making a zine.
Making a zine too, so that I can sell at the OCAF, Ottawa Comics Arts
Yeah.
Festival.
Awesome.
Yeah. Which you've been working very hard to organize and promote.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been working at that. Thankfully I've been having like so much help. Like also I'm co-organizing with Maddie.
Right.
Maddie Seeker. Yeah. We're kind of doing it together, and we've
Awesome.
also been getting a lot of help from uh like Dennis Morin and Beck Champagne.
Yes. Yeah, it's a group effort. No
Yeah.
one could do this stuff on their own. I know it's a lot of work, I'm sure.
Oh my God, no, yeah, that's the thing. Because I was actually the way that all of this kind of came about was that I was thinking about it. I was like, oh man, I sure wish Ottawa had a comics festival like
Mm-hmm.
Toronto, Montreal.
Yeah.
It'd be so cool. I literally just want to attend it, right? Like I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to already be there so that I can go as a guest,
Yep.
like, as a yeah. Um, and almost like simultaneously, Maddie had the same idea.
Yeah.
And then we were chatting at the drink and we were chatting and we kind of like realized that we both wanted to do this.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, let's do it. And she's like, okay. I was like, but I can't do it alone. I was like, if you're here, I can do it. But if you're not, so I was like,
That's funny because that's
it was
very
just
much
kind of
the
yeah.
parallel to the story of the show and tell.
Oh, really?
Well, yeah, because it was just like me and a friend, my friend Day, who were both like, we would see these like screenings. Like the States has a lot of these where they're not festivals, they're not these like multi-day, super funded, like cultural events. They're just these like people make stuff and then they like rent out a theater for a night or something, and they just have a big fun party and screening where they just like show their work and like celebrate each other's work. And it's like,
Yeah,
and I'm like, why don't
I love
like
that.
we know a bunch of cool like animators. Why don't we have something like that? And it was just this like frustration of not having it. And it's like, well,
Like, man, if only.
like we could literally be the people who do that. So let's just do it. Yeah. And then we can go to it.
No, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's literally exactly how it came
Yeah.
about as well for us.
Yeah.
Which was kind of great in a way, because from what I've experienced, I've only worked for Toronto studios, but well, at Toronto Studio Brown Bag up until now,
Mm-hmm.
and like I was talking to everyone who works there, and they're all kind of like, man, I wish I had some place to go and like hang out with animators. And I was like, well, Ottawa does.
Yeah.
It was like we kind of tank here.
Yeah.
And who's gonna get? And I was like even just when they visited, I was like, you should come to the Ring Draw. You should just
Mm-hmm.
like hang out with us. And it's honestly it's like you said, like, hey, I already know a bunch of animators. Why don't we just make this? And
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, because the community's there just backing you up.
Exactly. Yeah, I find that's something special that we have here. Like, I think growing up in Ottawa, where are you from
Yeah.
originally?
I'm actually from Mexico City.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Nice. So I grew up in Ottawa, and definitely growing up here, you kind of go, oh, we're the like boring place between two, like our exciting older brother Toronto and exciting older sister Montreal, who like
Yeah.
is like cool, and like we get sort of like there's not much happening here, and like if anyone like uh anyone has any kind of success here, like is doing interesting things here, they like take it to a bigger city. Either, I mean,
Yeah.
in animation we see that a lot happening with like the brain drain people go to the States. Their ambitions
Mhm.
outgrow the sort of small pond of Canada or Ottawa. But I think specifically in Ottawa, because we are like that sort of small pond, you're more likely to have those like repeat interactions and be able to like keep people in
Yeah.
your mind and in your life, so that like community can grow. And that's the only way that like events like OCAF and stuff like that's how it happens. It's like
Yeah.
you talk to the same people enough that you're not just talking about the superficial stuff anymore. You're like talking about what you like
What you
dream of.
actually want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
No, that's kind of like, yeah, that's a thing I really love about Ottawa, or about the
Hmm.
scene in Ottawa.
Yeah.
And also it's just kind of crazy that we have like the International Animation Festival
Yes.
here as well, because it's like you get kind of both. It's like in
Yeah.
the festival, it's kind of like go go go, like meetings 1 million people,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's like debrief on the weekly where you go meet the animators that you see every week, where you can actually like build from there.
Yeah.
It's kind of great. But yeah, I'm just very excited as well because like so many people applied
Mm-hmm.
that I don't know. So I'm like, well, I want to get to know you. Hello. Do you
Yeah.
also make comics? You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's cool. It's like it's a little like signal boost so that like yeah, it brings people to the table and like you meet new people and then like that community just keeps expanding. So that's awesome.
Exactly. Yeah, like my dream would be just like, which I hope happens. I'm like, I just want everyone to shake hands with everyone and get to know each
Mm-hmm.
other and like make connections and
Yeah.
friends. And we're also having a little workshop, and it's gonna be very kind of like I actually have a name for it. Second, it's gonna be called Pencils and Panels: A Brief Guide to Comic Making.
Nice.
So it's gonna be kind of like an introduction to the history of comics and like comic making, and then it's gonna have a portion where people actually get to make a little comic.
Cool.
So I'm like, oh, in my biggest dreams, I'm like, somebody takes that and like comes back 3 years later and it's like, I made a comic. I'm like, and I'm gonna cry big crocodile tears.
No, they won't. Crocodile tears means they're fake tears. Doesn't it?
Does it? I thought it was just okay. Well,
They're gonna be
pardon.
real tears.
English as a second language over here.
Right. Yeah, crocodile tears are false or insincere. So
Are they actually?
yeah.
Okay. Well,
So these will be. Let's pick a different animal. What's a
that?
very sincere animal? Whose tears?
For instance,
An elephant tear.
this would be elephant
Because I think maybe why maybe you thought crocodile tears. They're big tears, right? Is that what you?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
All right, so elephant works. Elephant tears.
Elephant tears.
Yeah, I mean, have you? How many times have you come to the show and tell over the years? Have you?
I've actually been to all of them.
You've been to all of them? Okay.
Funnily enough,
right.
my graduation day from animation school was the same day
Mhm.
as the first one.
Right.
So we kind of, it was really funny because like everybody knew, so like everybody who was graduating knew that the show and tell was happening that evening.
Mm-hmm.
So we had like our whole morning from like 7 a.m. till like
Right. You had like your
midnight.
studio day or whatever
Yeah.
Was that
Exactly.
studio day or the showcase?
It was studio day. Yeah, it was studio day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, because I was going to bring up in reference to what you were saying. Do you know Kat Middleton?
Kat?
She did she came to the first year just as an audience member, and the next year she submitted a film. I didn't know who she was, but her film played at the show and tell, and she came up on stage, and I'd never met her. I'd never seen her before until she got on stage and told her story, which was that the first year she came to show and tell, she had never animated before. She just likes animation.
Oh my god, I remember.
Yeah.
Yes.
And she's like a marine biologist, but she just got very inspired by the night, that enough so to follow through and kind of learn animation enough to have something to submit, and it played the next year. And I was like, wow, that's a goal I would have never thought to even have set for myself. That I was just happy enough that there'd be a place that the people I knew wanted this, that the people who knew about animation just wanted a place to put their stuff and that we could all share it together, that would exist. But the idea that it would bring people in from outside our community and grow it in unexpected ways is wow, that's so that's a good, I think that's a good goal to have, and I think that's a very achievable goal. I think that those kinds of things will happen. I think it's going to be a very popular event. I think people are
oh,
I mean, I think you're getting already sort of probably getting a sense of that already.
Yeah.
Because you took you saw all the applications and whatnot, and you're seeing how people are responding to the posts. But I think it's probably going to even be exceed your expectations. because I think
I feel like yeah, perhaps.
yeah,
It's so hard to say, but like yes,
yeah.
I know exactly what you mean where you're like, yeah, there's definitely a hunger for it.
I was just gonna say, like, the way
Yeah.
you feel about wanting this, it's like, well, just imagine, like, there's a lot of people who are like you know, out there, like, who
Mm,
also feel this way, but they don't. The extra thing of, well, the jump that it takes to be able to then create it, you know, that's the part that,
right.
yeah. So
Yeah.
it's cool.
I feel like a lot of it almost at the exact same thing happened where like Maddie and I were like, well, I mean like the people from like the Halloween run
Yeah,
in the same space.
yeah,
And then we were just like, why don't we reach out to them? And we reached out to them,
hmm,
and they were like, so here's how we did it. And I was like, they just did it. We could just do this.
yeah,
Like, you know. But like, yeah, no, I'm glad that like people seem to be excited for this. It's
hmm,
great. And yeah, to the point where I'm like, depending, yeah, we'll see how this year goes and like how everything turns out. But I was definitely like from the get go. I was like, oh, what if we could have this at the new central library, right?
yeah,
Like at the yeah, you know the one, the
hmm.
Aristotle library. I also yeah,
I'm excited for
I'm
that
very excited.
library. Yeah.
Right in general, just like
Oh,
I
it's
would
going to be
like to look
such a
at that.
huge value add to the city. It's going to be
Yeah,
so good.
and it's like right at an LRT stop.
It's amazing.
Huge building with lots of apartments is being built right next to it. Like so
Yeah.
many things, right? That I was like, man, I would love to have it there. So I reached out to them, and they essentially just go back to me being like, hey, we're not ready yet,
Yeah.
and yeah, but like reach out to us later. And now we don't know exactly when it will be opening, but like
It's not
it'll
going to be
be
this year.
no, for sure not.
No.
But that'd be cool. If not, we're like looking at other spaces, perhaps, like maybe like the Ottawa Art Gallery or something. But
Hmm.
we'll see. We'll see how it
Well,
goes. But
it's in, I guess we'll say the date for anyone who's listening. It's going to be on April 4th,
yeah,
right?
yeah, April 4th.
Yeah. So who knows? Maybe by next April 4th, the library will be open and it could be one of the first
Yeah.
events to happen there.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Yeah. I do know someone who works there. So
Ooh.
I do know someone who works at the new library for the new library.
Oh,
So
hello.
they'll be, yeah. So I can keep a beat on that for you if you want.
That'd be great.
Because I'm excited about it too. So I'm already
Right?
bugging her about it.
They're gonna have like, yeah, just like we're especially downtown. Like we're missing so much of that space. That is just kind of like a space where you can exist and like have a good time and not spend money and just
100%.
like do things like they're gonna have a public kitchen. Sorry, this just turned into like let
Yeah.
me be
Free
excited about the
advertising for the
library.
library. Yeah.
Yeah, I am very excited for the library just apart from Mocha
Yeah.
together.
Yeah, and they're gonna have like three different event spaces in there. Like it's crazy.
Yeah,
It's all there's a whole website where they like go over everything. And there's so much there. There's like a maker space too, and
yeah,
yeah, so many places for
I'm
like cool
gonna
activations and workshops. I think that's going to become so important. By the way, like with
mhm,
the way that the Ontario college system is like diminishing its like return to the
mhm.
arts, like well, where are people going to go to get those like hands-on opportunities to learn from, you know, from
Right.
people? So it's like those things are going to become a lot more sought after. Is like those kind of like hands-on workshops because it's going to be that like point of contact for like apprenticeship. I mean, we were talking about apprenticeship earlier on the stream, but it's like I almost feel like there's an opportunity here as like higher education, specifically the Ontario college system. It's all I can speak to, but is like
Yeah.
not is an institution that's like yeah diminishing returns to put it
Yeah.
lightly for the arts. Is that there's an
Mhm.
opportunity there to then like because it was already an imperfect product in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like the way you have to like people spend weeks on their assignments and then just because of like the amount of like time plus like you know the amount of students you have in your class like you have
Mhm.
such limited time to assess people's work and it's
Yeah.
really, you don't get to pour into people like in that way. You get to, like, if you're able to spend time with someone and get to know them as you teach them. So I think it'll, and honestly, a lot of people go into college because they feel like they have to.
Because they have to, yeah, no, I get it. Yeah,
So you
exactly.
get a lot of people in the class who aren't even really engaged, and those people take up time too, because you know, you're like, hey, are you gonna
Yeah.
you each kind of chase after them a little bit. So I think
Yeah.
you won't get like those people won't seek out workshops and apprenticeships, but the people who
Right.
who really want it will find it, and it will be a better value proposition for them, and it'll be a more
Yeah.
interesting exchange for the person teaching too, because it's like there's more of a connection. There's not these like layers of bureaucracy and stuff.
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah, like it's very direct and very sincere, and
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. No, and that's something that like I super want to expand on in the future. Like if we could get more space, I would love to have more workshops, especially for like different things, you know, like what's I believe like Impossible Worlds is already running workshops, and I'm like, if I can literally get them on board in any way, I would love to, type of thing. You know, like cool stuff like reso printing or like thinking about different ways of making comics. Like it's yeah.
Have you ever checked out Urban Art Collective?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I love them as well.
Yeah, because they have a whole new space that's like basically made for that kind of stuff. Like to be like, there's like workshops running out of there, and like very much hands-on apprenticeship type stuff. And they're really open to people coming in and running workshops out of their new place. So if you're interested in doing that kind of stuff, it might be worth having a conversation with them.
Yeah, I'll reach out to them for sure. Yeah, thank you. I love think this is what I love. I'm like this should. I love how like I know someone who knows someone. I'm like community pubbing together.
Yeah.
Just
Well, that's one thing like I do love about Ottawa. It's like it's small enough that you can kind of like know everyone who's doing the stuff that you want to do.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we all have to kind of share resources.
Yeah.
So there's a way where things just like that makes people have to kind of come together in a way that breeds a lot of really cool, I always call them like collisions, opportunities for collisions, things that maybe you weren't expecting, like, oh, this person like, oh, that like a photographer or a designer and stuff, we might not be in the same world as an animator, but because there's only so much going on in the arts in Ottawa, those people end up having to sort of like meet, and like it's cool because it's like we find out that, you know, you do photography, I might not do photography, but there's a lot of places where like our worlds will intersect, and of course, like any artist, photographers, animators, we're interested in so many different things, right? So
Yeah.
so bringing
No, exactly. Like or even at the show and tell. I can't remember their name, but they submitted this one animation that was like almost like a collage.
was that the horse riding one, or was that the
Yes.
yeah
Oh, well, actually the horse riding one, and then there was also another one that was
like a music video?
Like a music video. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was the music video was a music video for a Montreal band called Corridor, and that was like directed by Winston Hacking, and the animation was done by Philippe Tardif, who was there representing it. Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah.
The work they do
That was
together is
cool as hell.
so creative. Really,
Yeah.
they've kind of made their own technique there. It's really cool, using a lot of like old techniques, but sort of reinventing it in a lot of ways. And then the other one was Pursuit of the Odds. It was the name of that short by John Yates and Annika Sorkilmo, I think her name is. But yeah, they're very talented. They're I think they're Ottawa based, but that film was made at a school in Montreal. But yeah, Pursuit of the Odds. Yeah, I like that one. That one played at Ottawa that year too, in the
I
student
remember
competition.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's something
So
I
did
love as
actually
well.
they both did. Actually, the Corridor music video won an award for, I think, Canadian short.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I remember watching it at both places where I was like, oh, it sells at the animation festival. That's cool. Um, with yeah, another thing I guess I love about the show and tell specifically is just um, like Algonquin doesn't have a short film portion to its like curriculum,
Mm.
was like all these other schools do. So like they
Mm-hmm.
participate in the festival, like the animation festival, with like their submissions. But obviously we don't have that in like the school aspect.
Mm-hmm.
So like then I don't know if like students get together and submit something, then like
Mm-hmm.
it could be at the show and tell.
Yep.
Just like it's yeah, which I love because that's kind of what we did with like our Winter Wisp one.
Oh, I didn't realize you worked on that.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was
cool.
an animator. I wasn't like directing or
No, yeah,
anything,
that
but
was
yeah.
Justin and Liana
Yeah,
and
and
Springsteen.
Jesse.
Jesse, yes, right. Yeah.
Yeah, Jesse, who's gonna be running our workshop.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, very talented comic artist.
Yeah.
So he's running that workshop you were just talking about, the pencils and panels.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
He actually, I love something that he taught me. He was like, "Oh, yeah, because I want to make comics as well, but I'm like so intimidated by like because I love them so much
Hmm.
that I'm like I could never possibly. But like
Hmm.
he was like, "Oh, I just make these like tiny, kind of like panel like what the page would look like, but they're just like tiny and like he understands them, but he's like these are just for me. They're like
Mm.
almost like a sketch of a sketch, like before you just to get the composition and stuff, and then like you could start thinking about how it visually looks
Yeah.
without putting too much effort into it. And I was like, wow, that's like crazy how approachable that is, that it actually got me started working on my comic.
Oh, cool. I love that.
Yeah. And he makes like I don't know, he probably draws like 10 of those in a single page
Mm.
or maybe more. So it's like very kind of like super approachable, you know. I just love it. So I'm like, oh, and he's already taught like people, so I'm like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
you're good at this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's good at talking about his process and talking about stuff, and I think that like that approach that you're talking about is like it's such a good way like to get started, even if you've done bigger projects. But I found for me, um, when I was first starting to like do my own stuff after I graduated from school, I was like, okay, I know how to. I'm a trained artist now. I'm gonna do all these projects. These like my giant magnum opus. This story I've been wanting to
Yes.
tell. That's what I'm gonna dive into. And I found it just so daunting. I got lost in it and
So
kept wanting to like redo every part of it, to the point where it was like just really paralyzing me.
Mhm.
And for me, the key was totally the method of just do something small, quick, stupid, get something done. Feel how
Get
that,
something.
yeah,
Yeah. Mhm.
feel how it feels to start, execute, finish, and then release it.
Yeah.
And just do that a bunch of times. And then once you have that framework, then you can like then scaling up your ambition within that feels manageable because you know where the end is, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
But I find even like for me recently, like what I'm doing right now is very much all right, I'm going back to basics. I'm not doing anything complex. I'm doing it like I'm doing it simply enough that I can like talk to you on stream while I do it, you know?
Yeah. Like it's kind of just coming out like naturally,
Yeah.
where you're like,
Yeah, I'm just
yeah,
I'm doing the things where I'm like I'm going to make it at that same level where like I can mindlessly doodle and that's what comes out. And
I love it.
yeah, and then like kind of building back momentum from there, cuz I found last year was like not a very productive art year for me, and I don't even say it with any judgment. I say it just
Yeah.
because of that's where I was in life. I was in more of a pull back and think and reflect, like, okay, what have I what have I done so far, what do I want to do next, and all that stuff, and how do I want to just being thoughtful about how I want to exist in the world as an artist, as a person, and like what I want my life to look
Yeah.
like. And I don't know, these things that are easy to like kind of stop thinking about when you're just on the track of okay, next thing, stay busy, da.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that a
Mhm.
lot. Yeah, same for me as well because I was working like a studio job, so I wasn't like
Yeah, same.
doing a lot of stuff in my yeah doing a lot of stuff in my own time. But now that I have time, I'm like saying yes to everything.
Yeah, right.
So like on like 4 different projects type of thing.
Yeah.
Um, but fun in its own way. But I also like I'm I want to take a page right out of your book and be like, yeah, maybe back to basics. Let's have fun with art.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there's different seasons for different things, but yeah, for me it was very much similar to what you're saying. It's like, and it was the first time I'd been at like a full time studio job like that for an extended period of time in like 5 years, I think. So it was definitely a good time to sort of slow down and take stock and kind of whatever I was doing next. Kind of, I feel like it has more purpose now, more or more intention is a good word for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
That's good to know.
Well, thanks for dropping by and chatting.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me.
Yeah. If people want to, I just want to get the Instagram account
Oh,
name.
yep. Give me 1 second.
Ottawa
It's,
Comics Festival
Yeah, that's the one.
on Instagram. So you can follow there and find out everything about it. Oh yeah, and Liesel's going to be a special guest too. That's cool. Is she doing a talk?
Yeah, she's part of the panel. We're gonna be asking her all sorts of questions.
Is that a different thing than what Jesse's doing?
Yeah, it's gonna be in the same room,
Okay.
but different times.
Cool.
So yeah, it's gonna be her. We have 4 panelists. So they're gonna be Kyle, Vinko, Kram,
Yep.
Dennis Martin.
Yep.
It's gonna be Liesel Adams, and Joe Rio.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's gonna be those 4 people, and they're gonna be they're gonna be talking all about the state of the comic books industry in Ottawa.
Cool. Is there going to be like a whole day's worth of programming?
Like pretty much in the sense that we're like using that room in the sense in as much as we can. So there's gonna be a panel and a workshop. That's pretty much all we can fit in there.
Okay, that's all. That's going to take up most of the day anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Very cool. Okay, well, I'm really excited about it. I think it's gonna be really fun. Yeah.
Me too.
Okay. Thanks for dropping by.
Yeah, no problem. Bye.
All right. See you later. All right. Next up, we got Brennan, I think. Yes, Brennan.
Hello.
Hello, Brennan. How's it going?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. Even are you watching the stream right now?
Hold on.
It's okay
I
if you're
can
not.
turn it back on. Mute it.
This isn't
Yeah.
a.
Now I'm watching.
I'm not. I wasn't calling you out. You better be watching right now. Get that viewer count up. No, I just wanted to brag that I did this last minute, but I made this little. I'm trying to add bells and whistles to my stream, but it says on the screen that you're on the call.
Yeah, I see that.
Mm-hmm. It's a little streamer magic going on there.
Ooh la la.
Yeah. So people know who's talking and they know where to find you.
Sounds good.
Mm-hmm. So how's it going?
Good. How are you doing? What are you working on here?
I'm doing cleanup on my zine.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
I kind of guessed that's what that was,
Yeah.
but I didn't want to assume.
Yeah. It's for the first zine. I'm gonna make 10 of these little zines called what are. No, hold on! Don't close. Cancel. I should save before anything bad happens.
Sorry if I'm making you retread info.
No, it's all good. Oh, now it's got a little. Now I'm scared because there's a little stopwatch. Okay, that's good. Just took a while to save. No, I'm just so I'm making this zine. It's in the one of a kinders universe, but it's about the robots showing off all the new things that they're building. And the first of it is flowers. They're showing off all these amazing technological marvel known as flowers. So
I really do. Is this like I really dig the brush you're using.
yeah, it's literally a square with no with the anti-aliasing turned off, and
Nice.
I like using Drawpile because I find with every other software to get this look you have to be like insist upon it. You have to be like no, trust me, I want it to look like this.
Yeah.
And they're like they don't make it easy for you. Like no, there's no way you want it to look like this. Whereas it's fine, like this is Drawpile's natural habitat.
Yeah,
so.
it's normal form.
And like even right now, the way I'm drawing for most things, I literally this is the line tool,
Oh, okay.
so I'm literally just doing that with it,
Cool.
and it gives it that nice kind of wonky geometric look.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's also just I don't know, feel like I think that more than anything like it feels good like to draw in this program. It's like fun. It feels like a toy. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it doesn't feel like
I get that.
yeah. I find some software is like design obviously for for very good reason. It's like made to be like for professional use, but that almost seems to be like
Yeah.
it's like sometimes
But
yeah
I feel like if all you're doing is drawing, then you
Mhm.
need very simple tools.
exactly
But then it's when you're getting into the one-off
yeah
kind of like I need to make a building move in perspective.
right. Can't do that
Like
in Drawpile.
It's stuff that Photoshop makes very easy to do, but I find you don't actually use that often.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Even for this, I did all like the organization of my roughs and stuff in Clip Studio because it's just like easier to do that kind of stuff there.
Yeah.
And then I just copy and pasted it over here so I can just mindlessly draw.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Like when you've kind of set things up so that you can just do some fun drawing work.
Yeah, I remember you saying you've been, and I saw you the other day doing it, like just cleaning up one of your old sketchbooks,
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's funny.
which is like
I
a fun exercise.
yeah, that kind of like that practice kind of grew to comic proportions where it would be like, oh, this week I'll draw some pages, this week I'll ink some pages. But I spent so many weeks drawing that I was like, all I've left to do is to ink this thing. So for weeks I was just inking drawings.
Yeah.
But it's I don't know, it's fun too. Like so
It's fun, and it's also like sometimes it's good practice to just
Yeah.
do nothing but that for a while.
yeah.
So, we haven't talked a whole lot about it, but
Mhm.
like I did want to talk to you about the new Gorillaz album. Like,
Yes.
what are some of your deeper thoughts on it?
I still haven't really gotten that into it, to be honest with you. I've watched that video and I've heard a couple of the
Yeah.
singles, but I haven't like done the deep dive yet. Funny
Fair
though,
enough.
I've been listening to a lot of interviews about it.
Yeah.
But I haven't actually like given the album a full shout yet.
Yeah, no, I think I really like it. I'm really
Mhm.
high on it.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
Like,
I mean the consensus seems to be that it's like people's favorite since Plastic Beach.
Yeah, I think
Mhm.
even Damon Albarn, I saw him in an interview say that this album feels like the next album after Plastic Beach.
Yeah.
But I think that was more due to like I think after Jamie Hewlett moved to France,
Right.
they weren't working in person as much anymore.
Right.
Whereas for this record, I guess they did a ton of that and a ton of work in studio
Yeah.
and like actually on a trip together.
Well, and even just from like listening to interviews and sort of going back over some of the like the old stuff too, thinking about that, it's like Plastic Beach felt so after that felt like there's a bit of a turning point where it was just like up till then it was like there was like almost like this feeling of like a lore or progression to like the Gorillas as characters, And then after that, it kind of felt like, oh, Gorillaz is just like whatever I do now. Like, where it was like a little looser and just like the connective tissue, what makes a Gorillaz album, like for Humans or what was it, Song Machine?
Yeah.
It was like, oh, just Damon Albarn working with collaborators is Gorillaz. And then but
That's kind of like, I feel like Song Machine especially was such a distillation of that era. And don't get me wrong, I like Song Machine. I think there's a lot of great songs, but I think a lot of the issues people had with some of the more recent albums, like especially Humans coming off of Plastic Beach, was how collaboration heavy it was.
Yeah, right.
But then I also think like a lot of that, I wonder how much of that, if people would think the same way if they realized that like on like when Demon Days came out, for example, it didn't say like they didn't say featuring Sean Ryder and the female vocalist whose name is escaping me now on Dare. It just said by Gorillaz.
Right. Yeah.
So like they kind of just by due of credits changing, they've kind of shown their hand with how many collaborators they actually do have.
Right. And that was, I mean, big part of that was the unexpected success of the first album.
Yeah.
Because I've been going back and like just kind of like looking into, oh, what was the origin story here? And it was just like they were like very burnt out. Like I think especially Damon was burnt out on being like kind of in the limelight as a person in a band.
Yeah.
And they were like, him and Jamie Hewlett were also at the same time reflecting on like how manufactured a lot of pop stardom felt. And they're like, well, let's just
like a lot of it felt so artificial, and they were like, what if we made a band that wasn't even real?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so then I think they were doing that very much in seclusion, right? Like it's not like people were champing at the bit to work with them on that project. They were just like,
that's very true.
Yeah, they were doing that
like, I remember,
in isolation. Yeah.
Sorry, I remember hearing an interview with Dell where like someone phoned him afterward and was like, "Yo, your song's on the radio," and he goes, "What are you even talking about?" And it was because like, and he was like, "That song," and like no one expected it to really go anywhere.
Yeah. No, I remember I was just listening to something about their like expectations for it, and they thought like tops like 250,000 sold. That's what they thought, which these days would be very impressive, but at the time was like kind of like an okay kind of sale. But I think it sold like 7 million or something. Like it was like, forget what the number was, but
it did very well for
yeah
how weird it was and how experimental it is.
Yeah. Are you going to go see them this year?
I am, yeah. I got tickets for my birthday to go see them in Montreal in October.
Cool.
It's going to be... I've been lucky enough to see them many times.
Oh, have you? Okay.
But this is my... I've seen them on every world tour they've gone on.
Amazing.
Which has been, like, incredibly lucky. I've been very fortunate. But this is my first time seeing them with Dell.
Oh, right. Okay, sick.
Yeah, so I'm pretty stoked about that.
Yeah, he still sounds amazing. I just saw him in September with the Deltron tour. Yeah,
and like Deltron's opening for them, so it's gonna be sick.
Oh man, yeah. Well, because they're
Deltron and Little Sims.
Oh my god,
it's gonna be a great show.
Yeah, Little Sims is so good. But yeah, because Deltron, they're putting out new music this year. They previewed one of the tracks.
Do more of a deep dive on them.
Yeah, I mean that album, the first album, is like one of my favorite albums of all time.
Nice.
It's one of those albums that like I had like to some degree it's still in there, but at one point like had most of it committed to memory. You know, I could just like rap along with the whole thing, just because the lyrics are so fun. It's like just like sci-fi like word salad, but like, you know, has like this kind of like, what I like about it is it's like a concept album, but it's not necessarily like about like this like hacker in the future like trying to take down like a world government sort of thing. But it's not like, it's almost like instead of it telling the story of it very literally, it's like the album that guy would make. You know?
Okay.
Yeah. So it's him like it's not literally like telling a story in a very straightforward way. Although at times it's like, he's saying what he's doing, but it's a little more just like the album that he would make to like taunt the higher powers and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think like on the new album with Gorillaz, the theme of death is like so
Mm-hmm.
obviously woven through it, but I think they've done such a good job of like making it celebratory.
Yes.
And there are like so many neat touches, like just the nature of the project being called The Mountain,
Mm-hmm.
and like getting over this mountain of grief.
Yeah.
And like you'll hear it when you listen to the album, but it opens like as most of their albums do with this gorgeous instrumental medley. But then like the main melody of that is then like interpolated in the ending theme of the song, so it's kind of like
Cool.
you've come down the mountain again.
Right. Yeah. Well, yeah. What a lot of what I've heard them speak about is kind of the conception of death as a transition to another state, rather than this like, and it's like you mourn not having the person in that same form, but like
Yeah.
that they're not gone. That kind of idea of like, yeah, like the cyclical nature of life and death, rather than this sort of grim finality that we typically think of it as.
Yeah.
It's very beautiful. And the main way I've engaged with the album so far is from watching that video, and definitely they
Yeah.
convey that beautifully.
Which, like there's like I'm working on a project right now, and like have you seen the making of video for it?
I've seen a bit of like just clips on Instagram. I haven't watched like the full making of for it yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
They did like you might this is I would assume one of the clips, because to me at least it was like the coolest thing. The way they did like the mist on the waterfall
I fucking love that, dude. With the
by
actual
using like
fog
upside
machine.
down smoke.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I'm planning on trying to steal that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just because it seems like something cool to do for the sake of saying I did it.
Right. Yeah. But I think
Like,
like
it
with a
feels
lot of
like
things like that, it's just like the sort of interesting opportunities that you put yourself in the way of it when you like let
Yeah.
things like when you go, I'm not going to use a pre-existing template of smoke that I'm just going to drop into a scene. I'm going to like let real smoke do its thing and like let the universe participate in this and like let
Yeah.
some randomness and get involved in the process. And I think it's very much like in line of with all the thematically what they were grappling with on the album, so that makes a lot of sense
Yeah.
of not trying to fight nature and life. And that
No, yeah.
Jonathan Job Kondo sequence, my god,
Oh, it's insane.
it's one
It's
of the
gorgeous.
coolest things I've ever seen.
The rapping dolphin.
Yes. Yeah.
But also like thinking about that song, I wonder like it makes me so curious about the writing process
Mhm.
for the album, because it has like bits from Bobby Womack woven in,
Yes, right.
and then like the topic drop it bit during
Yeah.
Black Thought's sequence is Trugoy the Dove. But I'm wondering
Sorry,
if for
is
that,
what?
Trugoy the Dove from De La Soul, who passed away.
Oh, right. Okay, yes. Okay, cool.
And I'm
Trugoy,
wondering
yeah.
like, because Damon clearly had those just lying around. I'm like, did he give just
Right. Yeah.
like how much of the clip did he have? How much of it did he give to Black Thought? How much of that was already figured out before the
Right.
verse
He
was
talked about
written?
that in, I think this is in his interview with Fantano, where he used some stuff from like Song Machine and other sessions, and he had some Dennis Hopper stuff he wanted to use, but he wasn't allowed. Couldn't get that cleared.
I thought it was Lou Reed.
Oh, was it Lou Reed? Okay,
I think so, because Dennis Hopper is in
he is. Okay,
in the opening track.
cool.
They had B-roll of him saying "the mountain" from
Fire coming out of a monkey's head. Yeah. Man, dude, those first two albums.
Oh, yeah.
I've listened to more than most things. I think, yeah. Especially that Demon Days. There was a summer where I like listened to that almost every day. Like,
Oh, same.
yeah,
Like Demon Days changed how I think about music.
yeah. Go,
Like
say more.
I pretty much listened to just classic rock for I listened to music that my parents listened to, which
Mm,
was thankfully music that I still find pretty cool and still enjoy.
right.
But I like in high school I really started developing like my own specific tastes.
Mm-hmm.
And it started with like first System of a Down
Mm-hmm. Yep,
put
that's a
out
gateway for a lot of people for sure.
yeah, System of a Down put out hip or Mesmerize,
Mesmerize, yeah.
and then I fell deep into that album. But then I saw the video for Feel Good Inc. on Much
Mm.
Music, and I was like, "What is like? I love these cartoon
Mm-hmm.
characters. This bass line is the coolest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
I didn't know I liked rap music. Like,
Right. Yeah, I guess that's true. Like gorillas can be a real gateway into like the world of music because they bring so many different
well,
ingredients
that's
to the
it.
table. Yeah.
Is there's a little bit to tantalize you for almost anyone,
Yeah.
and then they kind of pull you into the deep end where they're like, "Well, guess what? We have a weird spoken word reggae song with Joe Talbot."
Yeah. Yeah, for I remember my first for me it was like System of a Down was it was that self-titled album. My friend who was like a big
Yeah,
metal guy was like I he knew me enough to go this is metal. I know you don't like metal, but you'll probably like this cuz it's like weird.
fair enough.
And he was right. It was the what's that one? The mushroom. What's that one? Mushroom. What's it called? The kombucha mushroom people. Sugar. Right. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, I do like this, and I was like really into that album. Um, that was like very early in like getting and developing my own taste for sure. And then yeah, Gorillas. It was the video for Tomorrow Comes Today.
Yeah,
They played on the Wedge. Do you remember the Wedge on Much Music?
I do remember the
Yeah,
Wedge.
that was a big like. I found out about so much cool stuff through that show. Suki and Lee would host, and there was just like so much great obscure stuff, and it's great. So I found an old VHS tape because I would if I was going out on a Friday and I couldn't be home for the Wedge, I would set a timer to tape it
Nice.
on a VHS tape. Um, and so I dug those out recently because I have now a thing that I can like transfer VHS to my computer. So I was like,
Oh, that's awesome.
yeah. So I was like capturing some stuff, and it's fun like going through the old episodes of The Wedge. Of course, there's stuff where you're like, oh, cool, yeah, badly drawn boy, the shins, like stuff that like I remember being introduced to from there. But then there was stuff where I was like, what's this? And I would like try to like Shazam it or something, and like it's like so obscure that it didn't even like you can't even find it anymore. Like I'm like, whoa, this is like some local Toronto band like shot a video, sent it to the Wedge, but like history didn't keep a record of this. Like,
Dang.
yeah,
That is really cool to stumble upon.
yeah. So like I remember like looking up a band and be like, okay, this is a real band, but like you can't like find their music anymore. It's like not out
Oh,
there. Yeah, that was rare. That was like maybe like out of every like 100 or something. But it just it gives you an idea of like the kind of exposure they were giving to very low level artists. I feel like on TV that's kind of a cool time. Canadian TV
yeah.
was good for that kind of stuff, I think.
I feel like that too. Like I know, I remember shows like Open Mic with Mike Bullard.
Oh yeah, right. I found some of that on an old VHS tape too. That was like a big
Nice.
throwback because there's that kind of nostalgia where it's like Mike Bullard is not like a thing you go back to.
No.
But watching it again, I was absolutely like soaked in nostalgia. Like I was like I couldn't
Yeah.
stop watching. I was like it was like an interview with some writer who I had no idea who they were, but I was like I watched the whole episode. Just because it's one of those shows that like there has to be a word for this. It shows you watch because they were like between the shows you watched.
Yeah, they were just stuff that it was on, and you're like, well, I don't want to miss the next thing.
Yeah, yeah. I'll hang around with Mike Bullard so I don't miss Jon Stewart.
Pretty much. There were a lot of shows like that.
Mm-hmm.
Or like for me being a bit younger than you, it would be like shows that I'd be like, well, I'm not supposed to be up anymore.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
this must be good.
Yeah. It's for adults. Therefore, it's good.
Yeah, they know what they're doing.
I'm just looking at the chat. When is that? Can you share the link for the workshop? Oh, Elisa, the workshop I think is just going to be on April 4th. It's going to be at the event. I'm guessing it's just one of the rooms they have. They'll hold workshops. So I think if you just follow them at, well, let me get the link right. Ottawa Comics Festival. If you're just following that, then you'll get all the information there. Suki and Lee was the best VJ. Fish said that, and I 100% agree. She was always my favorite. It's like, yeah, her and George were the top.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
George's specialty is now just this elder statesman of the
Totally.
Canadian music industry.
Yes. And he says that one of my all-time favorite bands is the best Canadian band, Do Make Say Think. So he gets a lot of points for that for me.
Nice. I'm not familiar with them.
Oh, they're awesome. Especially their first like 4 albums are just like some of my favorite music. It's very it's instrumental, post rock.
Okay.
But it's more it's like a bit jazzier. There's a little bit of like, I think a lot of post rock from that era, and by that era I mean the late 90s, early 2000s, skews like a lot to more slow dramatic build up, kind of like, if you know, Explosions in the Sky is probably the most well known.
Yeah.
Explosions in the Sky, or Godspeed You Black Emperor might.
Godspeed, I know relative.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say well, but
Whereas I find they're much more about, and Do Make Say Think definitely does this sometimes, but they're very much about the build to like a cathartic kind of moment of overflowing emotion, where I think Do Make Say Think kind of operates in a little more like enigmatic kind of space, where it's like a little more maybe cerebral, even though there is an emotionality to their music, but it's a lot more subtle. But yeah, definitely more jazzy vibes. And
nice.
yeah, definitely recommend. I think the best one to probably start with would be their album. It's called And Yet.
Okay.
That was
And Yet by
they're called Do Make Say Think.
That's it. Do Make Say Think. I'm going to write it down right now.
Have you ever heard of the band Tortoise?
No.
Okay. They're sort of in a similar-ish. I kind of lump them together in my mind. They kind of operate in a similar way. I think Tortoise is a little more experimental, but
Okay.
yeah, they're both very good.
Nice.
And I mean, Broken Social Scene.
Yeah.
So they share a lot of members with Do Make Say Think. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So and it's like you can hear the crossover.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like like they've shared drummers, and they have some horn and brass players that they share, and they're Broken Social Scene is a bit of a rotating cast, not always the same members, but
yeah.
Their bassist Charles Spearin is the bassist in Do Make Say Think as well.
Cool.
Yeah, it was the one of the first shows I went to on my own. Meaning with not being taken, not a concert I went to like with my family or something.
Nice.
I went in with a fake ID.
Well, I don't know what the first show I went to on my own was.
No.
It might have been Hot Heat.
Oh yeah, nice. That was an early one for me too. Bandages. I don't think I saw them headline. I think I saw them open for someone else.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I saw them when I lived in Vancouver with Hey Rosetta and Dan Mangan before they were like.
Oh, Dan! Someone was talking about him the other day. I'd never heard of him. Is he good?
he's pretty decent. He had like a few, I won't say big songs, but like minor hits,
Right.
kind of like a folky.
Right. Yeah, I want to say, I feel like Hot Hot Heat opened for Modest Mouse. That's like what my memory is telling me.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that would be a cool show. I haven't though. Have you listened to the new Honest Mouse track?
Oh, they put out a new song?
I thought they did. I thought I saw that. I haven't listened to it yet though.
I heard they were putting out new music this year, but I didn't know they had a new song yet. I've been yeah, oh yeah, Modest Mouse return with first new song in 5 years. Okay. I always check it out, but I'm a bit of a Modest Mouse purist. I like the stuff before Good News for people who love bad news.
Yeah,
I like their early sound. I think it like culminates with Moon in Antarctica.
fair enough.
But yeah, there's something. There's like a rawness that they like. They definitely like treated it like they went more polished and got a lot more successful because of it.
Yeah,
Um, and I think they kind of held on to a lot of their strengths. I don't think it's like, oh, they cheapened it now. It's like, no, I think they evolved, but they evolved into something where it's like, oh, the thing I liked about you kind of got
Yeah.
lost. Yeah.
no, that's completely valid.
Mhm.
Like they like sometimes artists change, and that's just
Yeah.
like for any number of reasons.
Yeah.
But it's totally valid to be like, this isn't like for me anymore.
Yeah. And I mean, I've looked into their story a lot, and I know it's like, they were like, okay, if we can't like transition to like major, like, cause their first Moon in Antarctica was like their first attempt at like, let's do something a little like, weirdly, that was like them trying to be more commercial or something. And I'm like, wow, that's funny because I feel like that's their most experimental album. Um, but I think they were trying to like, that was around the time where every indie band was like, we could also be Radiohead, we could also do a Kid A kind of move, right? Like, not necessarily that they were trying to be Radiohead exactly, but there was like something in the air where it was like, it's the turn of the millennium, let's reinvent music a little bit. So I think they were trying to capitalize on that. And then, but I think the good news for people who love bad news was like their kind of their last swing at the bat of like, okay, we need to get a major label like album, like a hit
Right.
album, or we can't keep doing this. Like, it's like sitting in like, the way we're doing this is not feasible long term. So
Right.
I totally get that. For if you want longevity, a lot of bands just kind of go, okay, we have to do this a different way for it to be scalable. To if we're gonna do it
Yeah.
as a lifestyle, yeah.
Like there's a business involved to it, unfortunately.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, I think like a lot of times I notice that with indie bands where they're like, suddenly their music gets a lot more like I saw this with Arcade Fire, TV on the Radio, Dirty Projectors, a lot of bands where it's like their early stuff feels like the music you'd make on a laptop alone in a room.
Yeah.
And then their later music is like, right, you want to make stuff that's fun to play on a festival stage in the summer. That's not going to like bum people out or weird them out when they just want to have fun in the sun, so you can get like booked on those kinds of things. And actually, I think too, it's like for the artists themselves, like they want to play stuff that feels fun and joyful to play because they have to play it every night, like if you're making music that's like dark and complex, it's like you have to be in that headspace all the time, so that you float on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I remember I admit I haven't listened to a lot of their earlier stuff. I fell in with We Were Dead Before the Ship Even Sank.
Oh, okay, yeah. The early stuff is like absolutely incredible. I did a whole revisit of it last year. I like went deeper than I ever went, like listened to every morsel I could find, like the sort of like the demos and the stuff that they was like pulled from live shows that they never committed to record, and I just like soaked it all up. It was really rewarding.
That's really cool.
Yeah, so I would definitely recommend if you
I love like falling down a rabbit hole like that.
Yeah, they're a fun band to do that for. Cool. Well, thanks for popping on the stream, man. It was good talking to you.
Yeah, it was good talking to you too.
Yeah. Let's do it again sometime.
Sure thing.
Let's talk again.
Yeah,
And next time I'll actually have listened to the Gorillaz album so we can talk about that somewhere.
sounds good, man.
All right.
Have a good one.
All right. One more call and then we'll wrap things up. We're going to talk to Bex. It's Bex time.
Hello.
Hello. How's it
Can
go?
you
How's it going? Oh, still there?
Hello.
Hey. What's up?
Oh, that's interesting.
What's going on over there?
Oh, I see your little circle talking, but I don't hear you. I don't like that.
I am talking.
Then why don't I hear you? That's very stressful.
I
Hmm.
can hear you.
Oh, that's so interesting then that I can hear you. I can't hear you, but you can hear me.
And people on stream
Baffling.
can hear both of us.
Ooh, that's very, very fun. Say one more thing for me. Aha, I found you. Great. I clicked around and we got there.
Yeah, it worked?
Yep, I can hear you now.
Okay,
You're
amazing.
set. Can I piggyback off of what you guys were talking about already?
Sure.
Because I just want to own my first live show that I went to see on my own with a friend because I went to see at age 14 I saw Evanescence
Oh, that's a good first show.
and I feel really good about it as a first.
Yeah.
Like it was actually my first concert. My parents never took me to see anything.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was like my first music experience, like period.
Your first live music experience ever?
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
Ever. Yeah, outside of like maybe going to the Stan Rogers Festival when I
Right.
was a child.
So it
Yeah.
brought you to life.
You could say that, yes. And it was like so funny because Evanescence is they never became a big band, but they were such a small band at the time. They only had the one album.
Wow. Okay.
And so it was like they were the show, but like 3 Days Grace and
Oh, wow.
Seether and one more that I can't remember
Say what
like
was
opened for
3
them.
Days Grace, and what was the other one?
Seether?
Seether. That sounds familiar. What was their song?
I don't remember, but they played it and I was like, hell yeah. But it was all like the new metal, like
Right.
angry, like the new metal angry stuff that was really big in like 2002. That hyper specific time where everyone wanted to be Linkin Park, but they like couldn't be, so they were being something else. Yeah.
I think my friends called those bands Theory of a Puddle of Nickel Creed.
Oh my god, yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, of course. But I like Evanescence not ironically, but they've released several albums every like 3 or 4 years. I go and check on them, but they're not really making anything new. They like release a new album every 5 or 6 years, but it still contains like redos of 3 or 4 songs off their first album.
Wait, for real?
And they haven't, for real, like
actual like new versions of the same songs, or just like things that sound the same?
Last time I checked in on them, they're like, oh, it's a studio re-record of My Remortal, like,
oh wow,
the one that was on the Daredevil soundtrack, like that one. And I was like, I see. And then I fell down a YouTube rabbit hole about them and found out that they're like super Christian actually, like.
Oh right. Yeah, I think I knew that.
Like Amy, the frontman, is. And I just like thought that was so fascinating.
Yeah.
That that is what happened, especially because they never grew in any sort of significant way. But that apparently had a lot to do with the lead singer like not wanting to like quote unquote compromise her vision in any sort of way.
Mm,
So for religious reasons and artistic reasons.
right. Okay.
And so that like stunted them a bit
Mm-hmm.
as a band.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
It's
That was very
funny.
interesting.
It's funny because they like that they're Christian because they seem like very goth. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
Christian. Yeah. And I have to wonder because I don't know because they just called her Christian, and I'm like, okay, Christian, or like a different one, like Catholic, Protestant.
Right.
Like Catholic is way more goth than like Christian. So like, is there
Mhm.
like a subdivision there that
Right.
like consists,
Catholic
right?
Catholic is like
Like,
original goth.
100%, like the Gothics even.
That's funny. Yeah, because like
Oh, I always
like
thought that.
I just imagine some like goth kid with Christian parents being like, "You can't listen to this Evanescence stuff. It's dark and evil." It's like, no, Amy is Christian. Trying to like,
It's totally fine. Yeah.
trying to point to
No,
a YouTube video essay that doesn't exist yet.
100%. Well, and what you do is like if you don't have access, so like my parents are, well, you know what, they don't go to a Roman Catholic church anymore, but we were Roman Catholic for a very long time as a family, and like what you couldn't buy in mainstream music, you could always find some
Yes.
like super niche Christian band being willing to, and so I owned a couple of metal albums
Totally.
by bands that I did not care about because I just like thought it was really amusing that I could like talk my dad into spending $30 on a CD because like the dude on it was like screaming about Jesus, but you had to like read the lyric booklet to know that that's what he was doing.
Yes. So much of like when I talk about like, oh, like the first concert I went to, the ones that my parents didn't take me to, a lot of the ones they took me to were these like preemptive attempts to like not let me get into like secular music, but like the Christian like equivalents, right? The churchy versions of all the existing bands. And you're totally
Yeah,
right.
and you're like, it's just the kids bop of
But what's fun?
real
But
music.
what's funny about that to me is like that was I got into that stuff first, so it's like that
Yeah.
it whetted my appetite for all these non-Christian versions. I was like, this is good. Do they have this in non-Christian flavor? Like I love this like Christian Radiohead band, but is the one where they're just like singing about alienation and capitalist culture rather than heaven.
Yeah, 100%. I first got into the very, very first ska band that I ever listened to, like more than their big hits, because like obviously everyone loves Less Than Jake. Everyone has seen the Digimon movie, but like there was
everyone has seen the Digimon movie.
everyone
No
has seen the
exceptions.
Digimon movie. The Digimon movie that is 3 Digimon movies stitched together. That one.
Yeah.
But there's like a ska band called like Five Iron Frenzy.
Yep. I know them too. Yep. Christian.
Yeah, and they are. But you don't even really feel it until you start listening to the live albums.
Yes.
And that's when you really find it, because there's like, like genuinely like worship and stuff in between the songs.
Yeah, they kept it pretty chill. Like they'd make their songs all about religion.
No, they were like fun guy times.
Fun
Like
guys,
yeah, they were really in the like mozzarella stick place of ska.
That's one of my favorite tweets of all time. Is ska is what plays in the mind of a 13-year-old, 12-year-old boy when he's gonna get mozzarella sticks.
Yeah, 100%. That's the whole. It's so interesting though, because like most ska lyrics are like so fucking depressing,
Right.
but like not Five Iron Frenzy.
No.
Like.
Yeah, Christian ska. There was a bit of that. There was also another one called the Supertones.
Oh, I knew the Supertones.
Yeah.
I wasn't like committed like I was to Five Iron. I loved them really hard for a while.
Yeah.
When you're a band kid,
Right.
I feel like band kids latch on to
True.
ska in like a unique way.
True. Because
You're like, oh, it's like modern music, but the instrument I play is in it,
yeah.
and you.
See, it is cool, guys.
Yeah, it's fine that I play the clarinet.
Give me some mozzarella sticks.
That's aspirational, actually.
It's aspirational.
And not just a thing you learned to do because there weren't enough clarinets when you wanted to join band. don't have orchestras in high school.
No.
They only have concert bands.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you played the clarinet?
Yeah, I
that's
did.
nice.
And I like play the fiddle as well. And
Ooh,
so
that's
like
cool. That's a tricky one.
it's yeah, I don't know. It's more fun and I don't have a lot of training. I was a very like I don't know if you would put this together about me, but I was a pretty obstinate 10-year-old. I didn't want to learn violin. I wanted to learn fiddle specifically.
Mm.
So I don't have a ton of theory because my mom did find, bless her, a teacher who was like, "Oh, I'll just teach her folk songs. Like, don't worry about it. I'll teach her like the chord equivalent of learning to play the fiddle."
The what equivalent?
Yeah, like basically, like I only kind of sort of learned how to read music, and I
Okay,
had to
gotcha.
reteach myself how to read sheet music when I started playing the clarinet because there's nowhere to hide.
Right.
There's no, you can't just like be like, oh, well, this sounds pretty good, and no one knows this jig but me, so it's not a big deal if I get it wrong.
Right.
Your band teacher will notice
Um,
if you're playing that like big solo part from the Pirates of the Caribbean movie wrong.
can you still play
The clarinet,
either?
probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would think so. The embouchure is the trickiest part, like knowing how to hold your mouth.
What's
But
that
I
word
think-
you just used?
Embouchure?
Embouchure. Wow, I've never heard that
Yeah.
term.
It is specifically for how you hold your mouth when you play an instrument. It's like pretty important with reed instruments, and then with brass instruments, like with trumpet and trombone especially tricky because like you have to make octave jumps and stuff, and that is like an embouchure and diaphragm combo to successfully do that.
Embouchure. Wow, just learned a new word.
Yeah, it's a cool word.
It
It's
is.
hyper specific.
It is.
Yeah.
I was looking.
And there are,
when
like-
I was looking up, I was getting a different word. I was getting because there's an embrasure, which is an opening in a wall, a battlement, or a parapet, typically with
Ooh.
sides that flare outward to allow for firing cannons or weapons while providing protection.
That's way doper.
Yeah, that's embrasure. But what we're talking about is embouchure. Yeah. Bouche. It's got bouche in the name, right? It's because it's about
Yeah.
it's mouth stuff.
Yep. It's Latin. It's Latin.
It's
like
Latin for
all
mouth stuff.
Oh, there's a joke there, and I can't. I'm like 5 minutes away from it.
Yeah.
I'll make it when it hits me.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really good. How's your zine going?
Pretty good. I'm more than halfway through it now. Well, this part of it, I still got to do the panels with the text and stuff, but
Yeah, that's way faster than all the drawing usually, if you have it written.
yeah, it's all written.
Yep.
But I mean, the way I'm doing it, it's all pretty quick. I've designed a nice process for myself where this is all like every part of it has a bit of an effortless feeling to it. That's what I was sort of aiming for. Just like lean into like what I know I can execute very simply.
Confidently.
Yeah.
With practice. Yeah. I like that. That's good. I'm transferring the design for my skate deck right now.
Nice.
For the off-
I have to, speak of which, I have to even start that.
Oh boy,
Yeah.
I already feel pretty behind,
Yeah.
but it shouldn't be too bad.
Yeah.
I've also made a design that leans on my existing strengths and comfort.
Exactly. I'm going to do mine in a very like doodly way that I can kind of get done in 2 sittings.
Nice.
But yeah, I mean, the other day when I was going to be out and about, I was planning on getting some supplies, specifically Posca markers, but so I still need to get those.
Gotta go Sharpie if you can find Sharpie.
Yeah? Say more.
Yeah. Well, so Joel had a bunch of them, and so I picked up a couple because I thought they were so great when I
Right.
tested them out.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yes. Okay. Go on.
you like don't have to shake them really,
Right.
which is great. And I find the tips on the Poscas shred really easily when
Right.
you're working on like mediums that aren't a like perfectly smooth piece of paper. and I found the Sharpie ones significantly more robust in that regard.
Yeah.
So that's totally worth it.
Okay.
And then
It's funny you should mention this because I was just hanging out with Joel on the weekend in Toronto, and
Yeah.
he had those Sharpies, and we were using them to paint our beer glasses at the pub. So I've actually used them, and they are very good, and I will probably they probably have a there's probably because I find it hard to find the other than the main pack of colors for Posca, like the other colors, like is it easier to find the Sharpie colors, like the different kind of vibes rather than like the sort of primary basic sets?
Yeah, because I find you can even find the Sharpie ones like in end caps at Walmart sometimes.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Which is good, and they'll usually have like a grab bag. But I think people are catching on. I was in Desairs today, like picking up some like squash and stuff,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Ooh, I'll pick up some more Sharpies while I'm here." And they only had the earth tones
Okay.
set. It was like called earth tones, and I was like, "Ugh, I don't want these. I don't want any of these colors right now." There's a time where I want it, and it's not right now. How dare you?
Yeah. Okay.
I was in there looking for
I'll expand
but
my
if you-
search to include Sharpies. Yeah, maybe that's the. So it's you say they're better on like for example on wood for the skateboard. It's better. For
Yeah,
that.
I would think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just find the painter's distribution on them better as well.
Gotcha.
Just the pigment exits more smoothly. and
Okay.
nicely.
Yeah. It's sometimes weird with the like comes out a little goopy or suddenly on the Posca.
That is an experience that I've had for sure.
Mhm. I can hear
Yeah, I
you
went to the
doing something right now.
Oh, it's picking it up. Yeah. I am like I don't know. I'm really embracing an iterative process with my art generally right now. So instead of buying tracing paper so that I could print out and then transfer the digital sketch that I did, I'm just looking at it
Yeah.
and then redrawing
Yep.
it directly onto the skateboard. And I went to Desairs specifically to get some like white pencils so that I could actually see what I'm doing, because I stained my board also to be darker.
Gotcha. Okay.
'Cause I'm not going to paint the whole thing. I'm just going to paint the picture that I'm doing.
Right.
I wanted that vibe, that isolated. Because the wood's kind of nice. I covered the whole thing last year, but I think a smaller piece would be good, and it will also work well for the fact that I'm not. I don't have as much time. I don't have as much time this year to do it. That's as much. That's
So
just true.
Did you stain it? You do a whole staining and then you let that sit and then you paint on top of that?
Yeah, exactly.
And do you do anything after it to kind of cure it or polish it over top, or you just like let it set on top and you're done?
No, you gotta seal it 100%.
Okay. How do you?
Yeah.
Okay. How do you do that?
So, especially with, I'm gonna use gouache and you're gonna use Posca, and those are both like really easy paints to reactivate by accident.
Right.
So I would buy a spray, but also don't buy a spray, and I'll just give you the can of my spray.
Okay.
And you can,
because it'll be the same.
like,
the same kind will work.
Yeah. You just want to like really seal it, and then like it's up to you if you want to put like a hardier varnish down over top when you're done. But I would use an art graded sealant to lock it all in the first place.
Right.
Because if you use like a wood, like from Home Depot, like varnish, that's really good for the skateboard, but it's not
good for your paint.
You risk smearing your paint,
right?
Like while it dries, basically.
Okay.
But I like a spray can because you don't have to touch it, and you can just do like 3 or 4 nice little coats.
And that will be enough to like. The other stuff is kind of more optional if you want to add another. Varnish.
I think it has to do with the like finish you're after, right. Even because you'll like a satin look is probably good. You're never gonna get a true matte once you do like a seal and varnish. The beauty of the mattes that you can get with like the Poscas and stuff, you have to sacrifice that for the sake of durability and the longevity of the piece.
I think I'm gonna aim for finished and good, and then we'll see what we can do on top of that. Yeah.
Please seal it.
Oh yeah, no,
Please don't
yeah. Yeah, I'm glad we had this conversation because I wouldn't have known that. I might have suspected that I'm missing something and been like, should I have to do something to the end of this? But
Yeah, you do need to seal it.
Yeah.
It is tantamount. I'm learning a lot. I don't know. We both like went to animation school, but I'm in like a little Discord with like 12 or so people, and a lot of them went to real people art school.
right.
And so whenever I have a question, I can saunter in there. I can be like, "Hey, when we want to draw on stained wood in like white, so we can see what we're doing. What are we all using when we do
How are we
that?"
doing that?
And everyone's like, "What?" Everyone's like, "What do you mean? Just like go buy a pastel white chalk." And I was like, "Yeah, I knew that. Thank you.
That's what I was gonna do.
Thanks for your recommendation. I just wanted to run it by you guys and make sure that that was the right thing to do." That plan I already had. They're very kind and helpful people.
Well, I will benefit from the information you get from them.
100%. As well as I've been.
Because I don't
Are you
know. I don't know
gonna-
any real artists. Am I gonna what?
They just. Oh, Have you figured out how you're gonna print your zine yet?
Sort of.
Sort of.
I have faith that it'll all come together. Does that count? There's that thing Dennis posted the other day where it was like that makes it look like it'll be easy. So.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That thing's gonna be a lifesaver. I've been doing it manually my whole life, and I am delighted to pitch that into the wind.
Mm-hmm.
I usually like make a little dummy book and number the pages and then take it apart and use that as a template. It takes forever.
Yeah, this is like you do it like you just put it together as a multi-page PDF and then it will kind of
in reading order, and then it'll put it into booklets for
That's
you.
great.
It's actually super useful. I'm gonna grab the link and put it in the chat
Mm-hmm.
in case anyone
Yes, please do.
could benefit from such a thing, because it's sweet. I'm definitely feeling the pressure around my decision to hand bind all of the stuff that I'm going to have for OCAF.
Yeah.
That was the decision I made when my children were like healthy all of the time for a brief period there.
Right. Yeah.
It'll be okay. I'm not working my job is done tomorrow.
That's good.
So I'll have, after March break, I'll have a couple of weeks and I can kind of like, I should change my username.
It's funny.
My God.
I just picked up a bit of work because I'm a smart person like that.
we like paying for our lives. That's the big one.
It's a balance.
But man, the balance for sure. I'm excited to have a couple of weeks off, and then I'm on to another indie thing, and then we'll see what happens after that. I have some interviews lined up next week. Maybe something will come forward from there. It would be sweet. But in the meantime, I'm excited to precisely fold an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper into 8 and cut it in a bunch of places.
Yeah.
And then glue a whole other piece to the last panel so that can fold out.
Oh my God. Yeah. You're at a level of technical complexity that I'm not even going to.
It makes my brain feel good.
Yeah.
It makes my brain feel good to make it, and
well, you're at a
I honestly
you're like at a Radiohead level of zine making, where they like, let's do this song in 7/11 time signature and record it backwards just to like give us something to chew on.
I just need to feel something, and this is how I do it. Yeah, I don't know. I think part of it is like I appreciate the physicality of making the zines so much that I want them to exist in a form factor where they're at their most enjoyable, and potentially the only way to enjoy them is to like hold it in your hands and read it. And
sorry, I see that you posted the word zine compiler but not a link. in the chat.
I did.
Oh, you
I
did?
put the itch.io. Yeah, right above. It's
Oh,
the itch.io. Xena Ranger is what it says right at the end there.
oh, weird. I don't see that in my chat window.
I'll double post it just in case. See if it flags me as a bot or not. Is it? Yeah. Maybe it hates me. This is our
Maybe it
second.
just might be that it doesn't. It shows. I'm looking at it in OBS, so maybe.
Oh, okay, maybe. It's not, it did not create a hyperlink automatically. So that might.
Yeah, no. I just opened up on my phone. I don't see it there either.
Tricky.
Here, I'll. You want to
You
send?
do it.
Yeah, I'll do it. It might just be a thing where like you can't post links in the chat because they don't want
Maybe.
people spamming people or something.
It's extremely reasonable. It's an extremely reasonable thing to want.
What's it called? Zine Arranger? Zine?
I sent it to
You
you
sent
in
it
our
to me.
Discord
Okay, cool.
chat, so you can just copy paste to that
Boom.
over. So yeah, I don't know. There's a part of me that just like I really enjoy the like meditative aspect of just like folding the thing and stapling it together and having a bunch of it.
Yeah.
And like having the neat little stack that I did when I'm done. That feels good too.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I get that.
I wouldn't even mind doing it for other people, given an appropriate timeline.
Noted.
The next time there's a spate of unemployment, I'll see who I can wrangle to let me do that for them.
Oh, we got Jordan Olson in the chat. Old boy animation.
Boy.
Hello, Jordan.
Hello. Oh yeah, I'm absolutely not allowed to post links because yours is all hyperlinked and stuff.
Yeah.
Nice. That makes sense. Hey, Jordan.
Cool. I made a pretty good dent in this tonight.
Yeah, feels good.
Page 8. I'm on page 18
Oh,
to
and
25.
Nice. And it's 9 already. Look at that.
Yep.
Flew by.
Sure did. Yeah. Yeah, I got to make these streams longer.
a mere 3 hours.
Yeah. Well, thank you for swinging by, chatting.
No problem.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
We'll see you next time.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye. All right. Thanks, everyone. That was really fun. We're going to do this. Let's do this some more. Yeah, I might even, make it a weekly thing for a bit because I've got some stuff to work on. So it's a good excuse to sort of dial in and get some stuff done and have some fun chats with friends while I'm at it. So it's good. And yeah, that's all I got. I'm going to head off for the night. But yeah, thanks again for everyone who swung by and lots of activity in the chat. It was fun to see. I hope you enjoyed hanging out and listening along. Oh, Jordan says Chuck's Roadhouse is not a dive bar. And that's a reference to the episode of the Most Fun podcast that came out today, where Tabitha calls Chuck's Roadhouse a dive bar. Because apparently by her high Toronto standards, Chuck's Roadhouse, a family eatery chain, counts as a dive bar. And I agree. It is not a dive bar. It is an institution. It is a beautiful place. It is heaven on earth. Not to turn this into a Chuck's Roadhouse ad, but the prices, hard to beat the prices, and the food is pretty good. Just saying, it's a good place to meet up in these difficult times in this economy. In this economy, we could all use a little more Chuck's Roadhouse. I should get a I would take a sponsorship deal with Chuck's Roadhouse. I would love to do Chuck's Roadhouse ads on stream. I even like their commercials, as stupid as they are, the ones where people turn into bikers or whatever. I've seen those on in between hockey games. Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna shut it down. Thanks again. Love y'all. See you later. Bye.